How your levels are. You like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Good. Okay. Good afternoon, and we are live from Jackson Hole as the Bronx, the Lady Bronx, and the boys both get ready to play back-to-back matches against the arch rivals Star Valley Braves and Lady Braves. It's senior night, and boy, are we lucky to have along one of the greatest all-time Lady Bronx, and not that far removed from the game. Phoebe Alvarosa is with us. Phoebe, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're going to bring incalculable, is that a word, insight, because my soccer game is not up to par.
I'm here. I'm ready.
I'm hockey, baseball, football, basketball. But, yeah, I am not soccer. I'll do my best. I kind of know what the 18 is, the box. I don't know if it's a penalty or a foul. What do you get when you hurt somebody? You do something wrong? Foul?
It can be either. Foul.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
I think depending on whether we're in the UK or not.
Okay.
Could be a penalty here.
Sounds good, because I may refer to it as who knows what. The girls just about getting ready now. I apologize for the camera. Let me make apologies right off the bat. Besides not knowing soccer, that's why we have Phoebe. She'll help us. I also am waiting on a camera person, so we might have some funky camera for a little bit. And also, what was the other apology I was going to make? Yeah, we were trying to do a radio stream, but that's not going to happen. So we'll do our best with this. Is our first time in the new press box, by the way. Oh, I'm also going to struggle with the Star Valley numbers. Phoebe, you can back me up. I mean, I'm old. I need glasses, but I can't read those numbers.
Don't worry, I've got my contacts in for this game.
Sweet.
So
Okay, good.
I can see. Oh, yeah, the yellow on white is
It's very
tricky.
difficult.
It's tricky. We'll do our best.
Okay, we'll do our best. And they're picking us up over there on SVI, so you're watching and enjoying Lady Bronx basketball right now on the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network, on the SVI Sports Network, and we're also live streaming at mylocalradio.com for you Evanston fans. So a lot of folks get away to see us, and we'll take you through the starting lineups now, beginning with our hometown. And Phoebe, you know all these girls. You played with them all, even probably the freshmen you're familiar with. But, boy, you're going to be invaluable on what you'll be able to bring as far as knowing the girls. But it's one of the questions I asked Coach Pizarro, how do you replace somebody like Phoebe Alvarosa? And she said, well, you're in another category, and it's kind of Taya. It's going to come down to Taya McClennan, I think, to be the new you, and that's somebody who makes everyone around them better. That kind of a player. There's some forwards and strikers and scorers that can shoot, they can score. There's some people that can possess the ball for a long time, but there's some deep people that have speed. Some midfielders have great anticipation and feel for when to go, when not to go. But the all-around player that knows when to pass, when to shoot, sees the whole field, that was you, Phoebe. That is you.
I mean, I appreciate all the compliments, deserved or not. It is definitely a little bit of pressure on Taya and Jordan Davis, who are our two captains. This year, they have very big shoes to fill, if I'm not tooting my own horn. Jordan's kind of taken Brooklyn Hill's place as kind of our captain on the defensive end, in that center back role. And then Taya still playing the 10, I believe, in the midfield, kind of leading our midfield and our attack.
Yeah, and that just inherent organic sense of what to do with the ball, it just can't be taught. And 2 days ago on this field, I watched Taya McClennan just make a beautiful pass to Ava Flanagan, who finished with the goal. And I don't know how she knew Ava was there, and it was just the right play. Like, you get the feeling Taya could shoot anytime she wanted to, and it would be a competitive shot. But to be able to pass, I don't know how the better players are able to do that, to know when to go ahead and shoot it themselves and when to make that pass. But here we go, underway, the kickoff underway. These two teams met earlier in the season, of course, and Jackson victorious in that one. The Jackson girls come in with an overall record of 7-4, 6-4 in conference. For Star Valley, they're coming off a win yesterday, actually. They're playing back-to-back games, 3-9-1 overall, 2-8 in conference. And it's kind of 50-50 on who's in goal. We think about the people that Kristen Pizarro had to replace. Natalie Geralaman, boy, she was one of my favorites. Phoebe, of course, and Sydney Nash in goal. So now you've got kind of a dual goalkeeper situation, and neither one with a ton of experience. I like them both. Raina Rhodes is getting the call this afternoon, but it's also Harley Rommel. You seen either of them at all, Phoebe?
Raina, of course, was with us last year.
Okay.
She was primarily the goalie for our JV team, but obviously she's there in practice with us. I took a lot of shots on her. She is very strong. She's very athletic. Definitely has a lot going for her. Harvey, I believe, is an incoming freshman this year. I have not seen her play other than the Natrona game, which I got the opportunity to see, which was really awesome as well.
Yeah, Jackson threatening down here in the Star Valley third. Harley Rommel, in talking to Coach, is the more aggressive of the two. She'll take chances. She's super aggressive. Maybe Rhodes is the calmer of the two, although Coach likes the way Harley Rommel talks, and that's an important part of the game. How big is it for the keeper to be vocal and communicative?
So huge. So
really
huge. Definitely, you can be a very athletic keeper. You can make brilliant saves, but at the end of the day, you are one of the big leaders on the field. You need to be constantly communicating with your back line and with even like a holding mid. And I think that's definitely where maybe why Harvey is getting so much playing time.
Yeah, somebody who chats it up more, yeah.
Yeah, she's super vocal. I even heard her in the Natrona game again that I got the opportunity to watch.
Yeah, here's a case where you just may have heard, and we'll crank up our field mic so you can hear a little better. You may have heard. No, we have such a buzz in that, but you may have heard Raina Rhodes there yell something like telling her D-backs, I got this one, don't burn yourself out coming back for it. A lot of options for Coach Pizarro this season on the wing. You got a ton of wingers. It looks like Albany McCooey gets to go here at left. But you got McCooey, you got Flanagan, you got the Steinberg. I like Ella Steinberg. She's fast. Bryn Crabtree.
Oh, yeah.
Any one of them are good on the wing.
They're all really good. Piper, who played on the wing or as an outside forward last year, I see has been moved to outside back.
Yeah.
Which is outside back, which is what I played mine last year, is such an interesting position, especially in a 4-3-3, which I believe is what they're playing right now, because you have the opportunity to defend and you can get back on the defense, but you also can make runs and can be an attacker and get plays started in the offense.
Yeah, and we haven't mentioned Brooklyn Hills, which is a big reason Piper had to go to the back. You've got Jordan Davis, obviously. She's a real calming force back there, and she's going to make sure the goalkeeper has little to do. But, someone else who's going to protect that back and who's got speed and who's aggressive. And that sounds like Piper. Piper Lee's really settling into that role as see a ball come back to Raina. She gobbles it up and gets ready to boot one here, or maybe she might make a pass. Star Valley does not press a bunch. They lay back, and count on their goalkeeper, Michaela Christensen, who is a good one to make the saves. You remember her from last year, Phoebe. Same thing this year. The Lady Bronx peppered her, and she is good.
Yeah, she is very solid. That is one thing about Star Valley. They definitely kind of play a low press, so they'll let you have the ball, they'll let you pass it along the defensive line when you're in your own 30, your own 40, and then they'll just, when you make those little mistakes, they'll capitalize on those opportunities.
Yep, just kind of a rope-a-dope and then look for their chances. Corner kick coming here for Lady Bronx. It's a good one. Well placed. Trouble right in front of Michaela Christensen in the box, but didn't look like trying to see who that is. So difficult to read his Star Valley numbers, but that looked like 18, and I'm not in front of McKaylee Harmon. Yeah.
McKaylee was in front of there. I think Melissa Morion was also in the midst there, although I could be mistaken.
She's a goal machine. I like her, and I really like, and I told Coach Kristen this, I like 13, Caroline Montechavez.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, it looks like the ball is glued to her feet every time she possesses it. How important is it to have a player who can possess the ball for a long time, allow their teammates to get where they need to be?
I think definitely having a player, and Taya does it very well, that can just kind of hold the ball at your feet and wait for, like, your outside forwards and even those outside backs to kind of get up a little bit and join the attack. That is invaluable.
I'll do better at play-by-play when I can get a camera person, but so far, neither team threatening, although that corner kick was a little threatened. Piper Lee now with a throwing into the box, and that's rejected. Taya McLennan, though. Watch out. McLennan fires one, and Christensen is there.
Shot.
That's not the first or the last time we're going to say that. Looked like it was going wide, but Christensen, who's got to be 6 foot, just in case, rejected that one. But our first shot on goal there, and it was close. Another corner kick coming here, and who is that taking it?
That's Albany McCooey.
Okay.
16?
McCooey, yeah, placed it well and right in front. McLennan again with another chance, and this time sends one high over the crossbar. Tell me about that, Phoebe. When you do have a good goalkeeper you're shooting on, what is the pressure on you to be too fine with your shots and actually miss the net?
I mean,
Doesn't happen to you.
Well,
but other soccer players.
I wouldn't say that. Definitely, I have skied a couple balls over the net from within the 6-yard box. It's definitely tricky. You really just want to try to find corners. When you're that close, placement is way more important than power.
Yeah, good point. Jordan Davis just got back to make sure nothing bad happened there. And again, McLennan doing some nice footwork, a little goal ball in the middle for Melissa Morion, but it's actually going to go all the way to the far side to Hillary Clark.
That is a really good ball across the field.
I thought she was going into the middle, but somehow Taya saw what was happening all the way across the field, but it didn't work. There's a little shot through, and wisely, actually calmly, Rhodes comes and just kicks it to her teammate Jordan Davis. I thought she was going to. I guess you can't scoop it up, though, when you're that far out, can you?
When you're that far out. And
can't touch it.
The sign of a good keeper to just have composure when you're outside of the box and you can't use your hands. And she made a brilliant pass to Jordan. Yeah,
she really did. Calmly worked it to Jordan Davis, and no threat at all there. Rogers sends one for Melissa Morion, and little too strong and out of her reach and out of play across the end line. Is it the end line or the goal line?
Goal line.
Goal line, okay. And Christensen, who's got a leg, see if she's going to boot it. Is it your choice, like what you want to do in a play like this, whether the goalkeeper kicks it or?
Yeah, goalie can take it.
Okay.
Any of the anyone on the field, although I don't know why you'd have a striker come back and take that. But yeah, any of the defenders can take it. And actually there's a recent rule change within FIFA as of like 2, maybe 3 years, where defenders can actually be inside the 18-yard box and receive a pass from the goal kick.
Davis went down there, and maybe she was fouled. Yeah, they're going to give a free kick here to Jordan as she looks things over. Players settling in the box. Oh, Jackson really electing to jam the box full of players. I really like 20 as well. That's Madison Kramer. She's another real calm one on the back end, and I've watched her go coast to coast. One of those times you wonder if nobody's going to pick you up, you just go ahead and dribble it all the way through.
I have to say I'm very impressed with that back line. They lost 3 key players. They lost Natalie Drummond, they lost Brooklyn Hills, and then Hannah Fries on the other outside. So Jordan Davis was the only defender who started last year. So they've had some very big shoes to fill, and I think they're doing very well.
Good point. Almost wholesale changes on the back end, including the goalkeeper. You got 2 that are, Sydney Nash was pretty darn good. Maybe not one of the best in conference, but very good and with experience. And now you've got 2 girls that don't have a ton of experience. It's the junior Rhodes. And we'll see if there's a threat here as 2 players hit the deck. Davis always in the middle of contact. It's her hockey nature, I think. And with her going down, boy, I just can't. I'm going to have a hard time reading these Star Valley numbers, at least from here. I'll do better when we get a camera person.
I think we have 11 up there, and or ponytails in the middle of our number. That's
11 is Moyer,
Moyer, as their 9 right up top.
Thanks for your fresh eyes. Piper Lee works it down this left side, near side, knocked out of bounds by Star Valley, and the throw-in coming from Piper. Let me get a camera on that. So sorry. We are going to have a camera person here in a moment. I can't really boss the camera person because it's the wife. She does not take direction well, Phoebe. There's 20. Kramer works it calmly, changes field over on the far side, and now nice pass in the middle. Melissa Morion over to Taya McLennan. She'll try again. That was a rocket just over the crossbar. Very close. Christensen might have got a hand out of it. I don't know. That had goal written all over it. 3 shots on goal or near goal. 3 shots anyway. And all 3 from the foot of McLennan.
Yeah, that was an absolutely brilliant play following that shots. They just passed it very cleanly through the midfield. 1-2 touches, each player received the pass, found space, got it off their foot. And it led to a great shot by Taya.
Very much a Star Valley game, just laying back, hoping Christensen can save the day and hoping for some kind of fluke goal or something in transition. So far, the Lady Bronx starting to dominate play. You're seeing most of it down in this third here. Star Valley's third as Piper Lee gets ready for throw in. McCooey's going to come out. We see our first replacements of the game.
So we've got McCooey, Morion, Harmon, and then Clark going out on that far side. And then we've got Ella Steinberg, Caroline, Ava, and one other player who I've lost amongst the people. But yeah, big change there for the midfield.
Still a very young team for Coach Kristen. A lot of juniors. She'll be graduating them after next year, but for right now has the luxury of having still a very young team. On senior night, not that many seniors out there for this one. Long shot here, right on goal. Christensen was right there, had it well played, coming off Brooke Rogers.
She is new, I believe, this year, come from California.
Yes, that's what I heard, yeah.
She has really great vision. A couple through balls to Melissa Morion early in the game that didn't quite find her feet, but just able to split the defense of Star Valley really well. And I think she's a really good asset because they had to pull Maddie out of like a holding mid position to fill Brooklyn's spot.
Yeah, Rogers has been one of the new pieces and certainly a weapon. And then the maturation of Ella Steinberg. She was a freshman last year, but had a ton of playing time and is really making a big leap this season. And she's got another younger sister freshman who will see some playing time probably today.
Yeah, I played alongside Ella last year. Very solid player, very quick. I'm really excited to see kind of what she does as she keeps growing.
I was afraid that 37 would be in there. I do not have a 37 as a battle for the ball there. Rogers gets it over to the mysterious 37 to McLennan. Taya, she's going to try again from farther out, from about 31 yards out, and that shot deflected off, I believe, a Star Valley player. and across the goal line.
37, maybe Taylor Moe. I believe she's a freshman.
Yes, thank you. Taylor Moso, I mean, good job. The luxury Coach Pizarro has of being able to work in freshmen and sophomores, underclassmen, get them playing time so you don't have one of those years where you just graduate an entire team.
Yeah, this.
So great. Oh, nice steal here by, look out, that shifty 13 who I like, Caroline Montechavez, almost had a chance. Now she makes a nice bet. I love the way this team, and it was that way last year with you, Phoebe. And it's a hallmark, really, of the coach is that possession game. This team makes some of the best 8-yard passes you're going to see. Just a great possession kind of style of offense and just wonderful passing in traffic. That's hard to do, Phoebe.
Yeah, possession is such an important part of soccer, especially in the attacking third. Like, obviously, you are trying to go to goal, and that is kind of your end result, but you're not going to get there if you can't play through your teammates. At this level, it's really, you're not going to have a player that can dribble the entire team. You might, but they're very rare, and so you're not going to be able to get to goal without that possession, without holding the ball at your feet.
Yeah. Just under 24 to go in the opening half. No score. Senior night, and the last time you'll see these Lady Broncs play here at home. They got one more on the road tomorrow, actually, in Riverton. That'll close out the season. That'll be a good one. Riverton's pretty good this year. Very good. Far side.
Yeah, there's Caroline again, just with her ability to hold the ball at her feet right at the goal line. And
she that ball just so sticky to her, and every once in a while you'll see her just give a defender such fits as she's being marked that someone will come over and help, and when that happens, Caroline's ready to find out, okay, who's open. Yeah, she is such a good ball possessor, has what I would call, I don't know if it's a soccer term, quiet feet. I watch her take a pass, a hard pass, and just the ball just drops at her feet.
Just a very soft touch, I think is the term that you're looking for. Just the ability to control the ball quickly.
Star Valley so far just hanging on, trying to limit the opportunities. Jackson Lady Broncs have had about 4 decent chances. There's another one right at Christensen. And that might have been, that was not McClendon, was it? That was
Taylor. She's a freshman coming in this year. I believe the reason that we haven't seen her play is maybe something with eligibility. She needed to have
could be
10 practices required. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, she's a very strong player.
Could be. All right, we have our camera operator. Thank goodness. No, we could not make radio happen. It was too difficult. YouTube is much friendlier. All right, now I can see what's going on. And I'm going to get this down. Taylor Moe is our 37. Okay. Jackson's had a couple opportunities also on some set pieces, some corner kicks, and here comes another one. Looks like Ella Steinberg's going to go over there. How do you decide who's the corner kicker? Some people good at it, like
I think
it's their thing.
Some people are good at it. Sometimes, like a lot of times, you're either your outside back or your outside forward will take that corner kick, just kind of whoever's closest so we can get it off your foot quickly.
2 Lady Broncs missed on headers on that corner kick, and now it's coming the other way, but calmly turned aside by the defense of Madison Kramer. Good speed. She got back and made sure it was quiet for Raina Rose. Here's McClendon again at the 40-30 now as Jackson on the attack. It's been mostly at the left end if you're looking at your camera, if you're looking at your TV, your screen, mostly on the left side here, mostly in Star Valley territory. Here's Moe with a shot, and that's in.
That's a goal.
Oh, my. Well placed, and Christensen could not get it, and the freshman strikes first. It's 1-0.
And that was just another brilliant setup, starting from Maddie's recovery in the back and then working her way from Taylor to Taya, back to Taylor, through the midfield and just ending up in that amazing shot.
Good point. That's how you turn things around. Gracie Hardiman down there.
Celebrity appearance.
Yeah. Celebrity appearance. Oh, I should have ran the clock. I forgot to start a clock. But I'll try to keep you informed. About 20 minutes to go in this one now. 1-0. Lady Bronx off the freshman Taylor Moe's shot, and it was well placed. Phoebe was just talking about that. When you're facing a good goalkeeper, it's more about where you put it than what was on it. There was a lot on that, but it was in the corner. Here comes another threat from Ella Steinberg trying to go all by herself, and she finally gets it taken away in the box. But there to support and pressure is Carolyn Montez Chavez. And there another shot from point-blank range, and a good save by Christensen. She was right there for it.
You can see even in that play that Ella's gained a lot of confidence since last year. She's taking on defenders, and ultimately that shot was a result of her ability to take on those defenders and to hold the ball at her feet for a moment.
Right, just refuse to give up the ball and be confident in your own abilities. And coach has talked about that. I'm sure you heard it over and over last year, but she said that, we'll talk about it at the half, but that is the next step. That's the next level up that these girls have to get to. They're talented enough. The Lady Bronx is just getting that confidence built up as Mo, the freshman, hands off to Montez Chavez, works it, changes field all the way to Steinberg. She's going to have to track it down, just does save it. She'll work in the corner now. Watch her cross. There it is, and it's to nobody. I think she wanted Montez Chavez, but she's not very big. She's only maybe 5'1". She's easy to miss if you're passing to her.
Yeah, she's
not much of her.
She's not huge, but I mean, she's strong.
Yeah, and she's pretty fast, pretty quick.
Yeah. Definitely, Natalie was a good show of that last year, that height isn't necessarily a judgment of your ability to take on those bigger players.
She was strong on the ball.
Yeah, so Natalie was not very tall, but so good on the ball, so difficult to be pushed off.
Yeah.
Just super invaluable in that outside back.
Good point.
Position.
Jackson with the early lead, 1-0. Although the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. 18 minutes to play here on senior night. Arch rivals, how important was that? Did you feel, Phoebe, did you get a sense in soccer, certainly in football, certainly in other sports in Jackson, Star Valley is the team you want to beat? Same thing in soccer?
I think for me, and I think it may have changed a little bit this year, but it was Star Valley, and for my grade specifically, it was Rock Springs.
Oh.
Because
they were good, or?
Well, our grade and then the Rock Springs graduating class we played high school together, and then we played club together. So everybody knew everybody, and I think that those, for me, last year was our main rival, but definitely because we play Star Valley on senior night, they're always someone that you want to beat.
Jackson again spending a lot of time with ball possession here, and it's Rogers who comes away with it. And now it'll roll just over the end line. No, save there. Now they're going to say maybe it was over the goal line.
They're going to call that as a goal kick. Absolutely.
Yeah. Goal kick coming up for Star Valley. They haven't been able to threaten much. And again, it's kind of their MO. They just don't have the talent and the depth that the Lady Bronx do. So the game they've adapted is kind of lay back, let your goalkeeper pull off some miracles, and then maybe you get a goal somehow. These girls are athletic, these Star Valley girls, no doubt. Not necessarily great soccer players, but they always have great athleticism. A lot of multi-sport athletes play other sports as well. As McLennan, another chance here. Almost. Oh, my. I thought she was going to walk right in, but
yeah, Star Valley is playing a quite signature low press where they just kind of let, especially when we're in kind of our half.
Oh,
was a good shot.
McLennan, yeah, off the pass from Rogers, fired one from well out, but this time she missed the last two high over the crossbar. This time she kept it down, aimed for a corner, and just did miss that far right post. And another corner kick coming up here. Steinberg, the last one, put it right in the box. McLennan whiffed on the header, and so did somebody else behind her. I couldn't see who, and down the other way it went, if you remember.
Yeah, we have Miss Melissa Morion coming in for Caroline.
Okay. That kick ended up going right to Hillary Clark, who couldn't do much with it, and it's out of bounds on that far side. Is that what you say, out of bounds? Is that
yeah,
right?
Out of bounds.
Okay. Well, certainly the Lady Bronx, fun, like the boys as well, fun to watch because of the way they play. That possession soccer is just so fun to watch this team. When they're right, they are surgical with the passing. And here it is again, just nice passes to the open man. Here's another one, and it's Clark on that far side, or is that Mo? And then looking for Melissa Morio, couldn't get her.
That is Mo.
Okay.
Kind of with the ball there. Yeah, I can't say I've had a ton of opportunities to watch this team play, having been on it for the last 4 years. But definitely watching the boys team, they just play so possession-based.
Yeah.
And I think Matt Helsher does a really good job kind of training them and having cultivating that style of play.
But yeah, both these coaches would rather play that way. And let's talk about what the other style is. What you see a lot in high school soccer anyway is you don't have a team filled out with great soccer players. You maybe have, here's a chance here again for McLennan, and had it stripped away at the last minute. A lot of teams don't have, they're not real deep in soccer players. They may have one or two girls that are good strikers or fast, and you see a lot of goal balls. You see a lot of just, well, let's fire it down there and see if somebody can get to it.
Yeah, I mean, this team also has had a huge shift from that style of soccer. My freshman year, I was playing a striker, and definitely because we were a super young team and we didn't have a ton of players that were able to kind of build through the midfield, it was a lot of like, let's play over the top, let's see who we can find that way. And there's been a huge shift in these last 5 years to like bring in more possession-based soccer, which I think is really cool.
It's fun to I find it more fun to watch, obviously. I mean, it's just cool to see the game, and it feels like that's the way you should play the game. I get.
Yeah, it's more fun to watch. It's more fun to play.
Yeah. Jordan, just
way to shield that out.
Let that. Yeah, she was shielding and let it roll out rather than try to do something. She had a player right on her back. Smart play. Down to the 12:40 to go as Jordan with a nice step up there to head the ball the other way. Lily Steinberg, the freshman, younger sister of Ella, is out there now. Rogers with it at the moment on that far side. Tries to find her right winger. Who is that way down there? It's Hillary Clark, and that goes out of bounds right in front of the Star Valley bench. 1-0 Lady Bronx on a goal from the freshman, Taylor Moe. We were just saying, who is this? And she introduced herself right away with a nice shot.
Yeah, definitely a good start to, I think, what might be her first varsity appearance. And she's already making a huge impact.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't recall seeing her. I've been watching some of the games. I don't remember her.
And we can see there Taya's ability to just hold the ball at her feet. That's super important as a midfielder, and especially in Jackson with snow year-round. Technicality is always a struggle with soccer players here.
To just work on footwork.
There's not the opportunity to play year-round like there is in other places, so we just miss out on so many months of practice. So to have a player like that, especially in the midfield, who's able to hold the ball at your foot is super important.
Morion Jimenez with a nice left foot shot. I don't know if she's left-footed, but right at Michaela Christensen. The good goalkeepers, whether it's positioning or or just the luck when you're good, you know, good things happen to you. But it seems like the shots on goal are right at them. And Christensen gets a lot that just are right at her, and it's probably positioning. As there's our goal scorer there, Mo in the corner. Can't. Oh, she does save it, yeah.
Able to keep the ball in there and then bring it into the box.
And Taya McLennan, nice look to Brooke Rogers. Again, it's that, nice shot on Christensen, taking no chances, goes down to make sure that doesn't trickle through. 1-0 Lady Bronx as the first half winds down to just over 10 minutes on senior night. And what kind of seniors do we have to celebrate? Not a bunch. Jordan Davis.
I think there's only 3. I think it's
McKaylee Harmon.
I think it's Jordan Davis, McKaylee Harmon, and then
Morion Jimenez, is she? No?
Hillary Clark.
Hillary Clark
is not going to be our third senior
not
tonight.
Many.
Big difference from last year when we graduated 6, and I think the boys team graduated 14.
Yeah. Oh, boy, McLennan somehow got loose in the box, fires one wide. She has been all over the pitch in the early going, as you would expect, and that was a nice pass to her. I didn't see who made it, but I thought she was going to shoot earlier. She maybe was a little too conservative. I thought she had the shot earlier. She had numbers. It was a 2-on-1, and then she elected to try to work her way around that last defender and lost.
Yeah, I think she had a shot on her left foot and then chose to cut back to her right. And I think that gave the defender the opportunity to kind of step in front of her and partially block that shot.
Another corner kick by Steinberg there, and fails to materialize in a threat. And here is Star Valley's Kaylee Dandridge, the junior, up to, and there's a foul. And Davis, boy, whenever there's contact, you know Davis is going to be somewhere nearby. And it is whistled on her. She was the only player last year red carded, had to sit out a game for that. She's plays an aggressive back end. I'm sure it's appreciated by
it has its moments.
Goalkeepers.
Yeah.
That one's out of bounds and coming Jackson's way now with a throw in. It's going to be Lily Steinberg, the freshman. Really, the Lady Bronx have not been too threatened. It's been easy going for Rhodes. Rommel got the call 2 days ago in that game against Evanston. And it's Rhodes today. I saw her take the majority of the warm-up, so I figured it would be her. And with back-to-back games, you would think Harley Rommel will go tomorrow in Riverton. That's going to be a tough contest for these girls, playing back-to-back and playing one of the better teams in the 4A. Good goal ball here for...
Yeah, that was a beautiful through ball by me.
Yeah, it's...
Hey, just having the vision to turn and then find your player down the wing.
She saw Crabtree making a run on that right side, and that almost happened. And again, it's Morion Jimenez with a shot. She doesn't have what you would call a booming shot usually, but she will take the shot if it's there. That was a good turnaround, put it on goal.
Definitely takes if she has the opportunity. Star Valley's tricky because they play so low. A lot of times, unless you're getting the ball up on a really quick transition, they've got 4, 5, 6 players in the box. So there's always going to be someone in front of you when you're shooting.
Right. It seems really crowded. So I guess if you have a lane, and here's a foot race, and Rhodes, look out, came out to play it, and she's out of position. And this is going to be a tap in, but it's off the top of the crossbar. Oh my, Rhodes got bailed out there. She collided with Madison Kramer, and that's the communication issue, where Rhodes has got to be aggressive and say that's mine, or not.
That is that communication bit. If Rhodes wants that ball, she needs to be yelling at Maddie, hey, that's mine. And then Maddie knows, okay, I need to change my run, so I'm not going for the ball, and so I'm not colliding with the goalie like happened right there.
Maddie Kramer in an absolute foot race, and it did look like she was beginning to lose it, so I can imagine what's going on in Raina's mind, like, I gotta get it out there. But boy, it was the perfect storm as Kramer, Rhodes, and the Star Valley winger, who I'm trying to identify, all were fighting for the same space. And there wasn't enough. Was it Dandridge? Katie? But that shot, a wide open net, and it went off the crossbar. So Jackson escapes danger
that
there.
was-
Look out, McLennan, and again she sails one just high. That's she's had probably 6 shots, and 3 of them sailed high.
Yeah, that was definitely quite lucky, a little bit unfortunate for Star Valley to miss that opportunity.
Oh, that was a golden opportunity to get
Yeah.
it tied before the half ends. 5:40 to go in the
Yeah.
first. And we'll see if that gives life to the Lady Braves or puts a little jitters in the Lady Bronx. What does that do to you if you see something like that go by the board, but it was so close? Do you
mean-
get more nervous, or you just say, oh, man, you get double down on your...
As an attacker who's definitely made a couple mistakes like that,
Yeah.
there's definitely moments of like, oh, that I should have made that. That was wide open. That should have been a goal. And then it's just important to remind yourself that, like, hey, mistakes happen, and that there's going to be more opportunities, and just to make sure that we're capitalizing on those opportunities when they come about.
It's McLennan, who usually rarely comes off, and she's kind of the glue player to hold everything together, and Coach Pizarro will swap out the wingers to keep them fresh so this team can continue the run. You see McCooey back in it,
On the
that
outside
left
there.
wing.
Yeah.
And Kramer right on that. If that ball gets by her, that's a loose ball in the box. And Star Valley's got a couple speedy forwards up there who can maybe outrun somebody and put a little pressure on Raina Rhodes.
Yeah, I think with the loss of Brooklyn and Natalie and Hannah on the defensive line, our defense lost a lot of speed, and it's, I'm sure, a struggle for Jordan and for Maddie to recover that speed, especially in the middle. Piper has a lot of speed on the outside there.
Right.
But again, if she's up in the offense.
Yes. And she does a lot, which I like. I love her. If she sees it, she'll take it.
Yes.
But she can get caught upfield. You're right, and that leaves Kramer and Jordan Davis, who's not a speedster by any means. She's good a defender. She has good instincts. But yeah, if it gets to a foot race, especially in the middle, like you said,
Yeah,
Raina
definitely.
better be ready.
I don't know what exact changes they've made, but I'm sure they've had to do some alternating to style of play to just make up for the loss of speed in the defense there, especially against quick attackers.
Down to the last 3 minutes in this half. Jackson still nursing that 1-0 lead. They have had most of the pressure so far this afternoon, but Star Valley with a golden opportunity, if you missed it, when the Jackson Lady Bronx had their defender Kramer collide with the goaltender Rhodes. Both went down and left the open goal for, I believe it was Dandridge, but I don't want to put that on her, but whatever winger it was, put it off the crossbar, and everybody got to breathe again. Here's McLennan, and she's got too much space if you're Taya, and if you're Star Valley. Well, you don't want her to operate with that much room.
Yeah, you can see she had, again, that quick transition. She had only like 3 defenders in front of her, I think, which is not common, especially when you're playing Star Valley.
Lily Steinberg with a nice run down that left side. Looked just like her older sister, Ella, and she's going to be another good one. The Steinbergs, as they're referred to by Coach, I heard. Just simply called the
Just the
Steinbergs.
Steinbergs.
It's the Steinbergs, and it doesn't matter which one, 11 or 31, it's the Steinbergs.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we've got a lot of freshmen in this game and a lot of freshmen making differences gives me a lot of hope kind of for the future and where this team's going. Because we have these players who are getting varsity minutes and experience that high level of soccer very early on, and they're only going to get better.
Just a moment ago, Moria. Oh, there's an opportunity right in front. Shot never got off. Looking for it was, who was that who went down? Who took the shot, but it blocked in front by a Star Valley player.
Taya was able to cut it back, and I think we have McKaylee and Albany up there. I'm not entirely sure who took the shot.
That was McKaylee Harmon who tried to get it off, but it was a Star Valley Brave defender who got a foot on it. But moments ago, Melissa Morion Jimenez made a nice pass to Taya McLennan, but McLennan had 2 markers on her, which is going to happen a lot. And another shot by McLennan and off the Top of the crossbar. Was that Taya? Boy, that was a screamer.
Yeah, Taya has a very powerful
My goodness.
shot. I definitely ducked out of the way of a couple of those in practice.
Yeah, and it hit the crossbar so flush that it went straight up in the air. Good thing by Michaela Christensen, the keeper for the Lady Braves, who stayed with it and made sure she gobbled up that shot. Here's McCooey on the left side trying to do something, cuts it into the box. Two defenders on her, still gets a shot off right at Christensen. And yeah, that near miss by Star Valley at the other end seems to have fired up the Lady Bronx. Working opposite for the Lady Braves. They had that one opportunity, missed it, and now Jackson's kind of doubled down on grit here, and we're in the final seconds of the first half. Jackson up 1-0. Have possessed the ball for the majority of the time, but Coach Kristen still might have a few things to say at the half, and I'm glad we got you, Phoebe. I want to talk about what goes on at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not over there, can't hear everything she's saying, but
you've been there enough. You know the routine. So that'll do it. 1-0 Jackson at the half. We'll be right back after these. You're enjoying Lady Bronx soccer on the Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and mylocalradio.com.
He runs across, goes.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young.
Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Back here at the half for Jackson Hole Radio, Jake Nichols alongside Phoebe Alvaroza. You'll recognize the name, leading goal scorer last year, right? Yeah.
Oh, I think
leading points, anyway.
I think I was leading points. I think Taya might have beat me in goals.
Like the leading everything. Everybody knows Phoebe Alvaroza. I forget your number, though.
I was number 10, and I think
10. Rogers got your number now.
Rogers has.
I don't know what she's thinking. They ought to retire that thing, right?
Oh, I don't know if I deserve that much credit, but it's definitely good.
The year after Phoebe Alvaroza graduates, you can't wear the 10. You got to at least ask permission and give it a couple of years, and maybe it gets retired. But, yeah, Brooke Rogers doesn't know any better. She's a transfer from out of state. So
yeah, I do have to wonder if
you
the fact that the transfer got it was intentional.
Go have a talk with her, Phoebe. No one else would take it. Everybody else knows you don't use the 10. That's Phoebe's number. Brooke didn't know any better, and nobody talked to her. You better have a little chat.
I'll talk to her after the game.
So here you are at the half. You're up 1-0. Things look like they're going pretty good against Star Valley, but this one could very easily be 1-1 if not for maybe an inch or two. What do you say if you're Coach Kristen Pizarro? You've been there a bunch of times. You know what she's going to say. You're in her head. What is she talking about right now?
Yeah.
She's saying, hey, come on, we got to do better, or what?
I think if you're Coach Pizarro, I think, at least from what I remember, it's always we start out with what was good, and I think what was good, especially for this half, was the possession through the midfield. There was a lot of times where we were connecting from Jordan or from Maddie through Taya, through Melissa,
yes,
and then up to Caitlin, or up to Caroline, up to McKaylee, and then even getting balls wide to our outside backs to
yeah.
And I'm forgetting everyone's name, to Albany, to Ella,
to Ella, to I haven't seen much of Ava. Have we seen Flanagan at all? I don't know.
Ava was in
Okay.
for a couple minutes. She came in on the first substitution. She was playing as a left outside forward, as a right outside forward.
Yeah, but you're right that ball movement from back to mid to the 18 has been really, really good. We talked about not just sending a big kick, a big booming kick, and having somebody run after it. It's that methodical passing right up the gut. Boy, they've done that well today.
Yeah, and that's a big difference that I see, especially from last year. We did have a lot of very strong possession last year, especially through the midfield, but there was still moments of panic where it was like, okay, we're just going to send a long ball, and then hopefully either me or one of our outside forwards is getting on that.
Yeah.
And I still see a couple of it, and there's moments where it's super important and can be very beneficial and can split lines, but you're going to win games through possession in the midfield, and that is seen.
And also, if you're Coach Pizarro, okay, you stay what was good. Had a lot of shots on goal. I don't know if you want to call them on goal if they missed the goal, but a lot of shot opportunities.
A lot of shots, for sure.
A lot of shots.
Definitely there will be comments about
getting them on goal.
making sure that our shots stay on frame, and making sure that when we do have those opportunities that we're capitalizing on them and using them to our full advantage.
I love that on frame. No, there's soccer terminology. I would have never thought that. They got to be on frame. So when Coach will be yelling right now, on frame, girls. Taya McClennan's kicked about 3 field goals right now. If it was football, we'd be up 9-0. But
yeah, I'd say put her in for kicker, but I think Braden Mills has got that position on lock. I don't know.
Yeah, he can really boot it, and we'll see him in a little bit. Okay, so you've talked about the good. We're getting pressure. We're getting opportunities. Let's frame them up. Let's keep the good passing. Now, what has gone bad? And you got to have a talk with your goalkeeper, Raina. This is why we need talk. I could see why, though. The play that we're talking about was, it was a loose ball. It looked like Dandridge for Star Valley was going to get to it before Kramer could get there. Those two were in a foot race, and it looked like it wasn't going to be won by the Bronx. So Raina came out. Was there even time for Raina to say anything?
I mean, I think that it was, at the end of the day, a good play by Raina. It looked like Maddie was losing that foot race and was going to get beat by the player. I still think there was time for her to be vocal and at least yell, like, mine. Something
Get
to
out the way.
Yeah, something to let Maddie know, hey, this is my ball, and then obviously unfortunate for Star Valley that ball didn't go in.
That was a collision of two juniors, Madison Kramer, who did put a pretty good jolt into Raina Rhodes. We've seen Raina Rhodes go down on the basketball court, though, and you can't stop her. She's so tough. She must weigh 90 pounds, but she is tough. She'll get up again, and she did.
She's small, but she'll take hard shots.
And she was down and out of it. If we could just kind of repaint the picture for her, there was nobody in goal and all day long for the shot, and you just feel bad for that Star Valley forward who put it off the crossbar so close.
My heart goes out to that forward a little bit because I've been that player in that position where it's like I have the opportunity to tie up or win this game. Specifically my junior year.
You're gonna remember?
Yeah, my junior year. It was like the second round of regionals, and we had the opportunity to go and play, I believe, Rock Springs in the finals of regionals, and we were tied with we were down 1 to Kelly Walsh, and Taya McClennan did what she's actually done in this game. She cut a ball back from the end line, and I think I just skied it probably from the 6 over the goal line. It was just like,
ouch.
That we could have had this game in overtime. But, I mean, it ended up okay.
Well, certainly.
But my heart goes out to her.
Your foot doesn't work when it doesn't work like it does in practice. It doesn't work when you're up 5-0 and you're shooting. When it's a 1-goal game, all of a sudden that shot just kind of a lot of adrenaline. You got to rein it in.
And I think that also has a lot to do if you've got months, if you've got the whole year to practice. Opportunities
playing
like
soccer,
that.
playing.
And that's definitely something that we miss here in Wyoming.
Definitely,
especially this winter with snow forever.
What a winter.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask you, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and get this second half started with a kick. We'll also talking with Phoebe Alvaroza, probably you still own some records. I don't know, but you were it for the Lady Bronx last year. What a star athlete on the pitch. I want to find out what you're doing this past winter and what you're doing lately. Let's come right back. You're enjoying Lady Bronx soccer on Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and mylocalradio.com.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
At High Country.
Jake Nichols.
Back to the contest. Kick underway, and I'll get the clock going. Wait, how do I do the clock? I don't know how to start it. I've never had to do a clock. Start. It would be that big giant button that says start. All right. Hopefully I... Yeah, we'll be a few seconds. I mean, soccer's not exact,
we're behind by
right,
a
Phoebe?
couple seconds. It'll be all right.
Right. All he needs is a little injury, and we'll be right back at it.
Get some stoppage time.
We're going to switch sides of the field, though. We figure that much out. Jackson again with the majority of pressure here, in Star Valley just trying to hang out. But if you're Star Valley, you're playing a pretty good road game against a team that's ranked better, the McLennan. There's another opportunity. You thought she was going to shoot. She made a nice little short pass to Morion Jimenez, but she didn't get a shot off.
Yeah, and I think we have Ava Flanagan and then Ella Steinberg on our outside forwards.
Just McLennan so unselfish there. She certainly had her shot opportunities, maybe 6 of them by my count. Sailed a few high, a couple wide. And it was the freshman, Taylor Moe, who just showed up and said, I'll show you how to put one in the net. She's got the only goal of the match so far. Here comes Madison Kramer, who had that collision with Rose. We really like her. And now right up the gut with Rogers, who is the new Phoebe Alvarosa. Alvarosa is right next to me here, just chewing on nails about that.
Yeah, we have a lot of players on this Jackson team who have the ability and have the confidence to just take the ball on their feet and just press.
One-on-one and go.
Yeah. And Rogers definitely has that, as we obviously just saw.
And coaches like that. I talked to Coach Pizarro, and she wants her girls to do more of that, rather than pass it right away, or rather than move the ball backwards, which sometimes you do if you want to create a little breathing space. She wants to see attack. She wants to see a little more aggression. Kramer steps up nicely. No call on that as she made contact. Call, yeah.
Yep.
Oops. Spoke too soon. I thought it was all right, Maddie, but I'm not the ref. Free kick for Star Valley, but nowhere it's going to be dangerous. It'll be taken by Willow Allman. She bangs one at the top of the box.
Taking that foul on that half of the field is definitely...
You don't mind it there.
That's a play.
Right.
That's a play that I like because, especially at this level, no one really has enough of a kick to get it into to get it on frame or into position where it can be super dangerous.
Not a threat from that midfield place. That's a good place to make a foul. As Steinberg on that left wing, she can be speedy. She's so deceptive.
That was a beautiful
Was she
cross
passing
across
there?
the middle.
She was. Shot score, and it's Mo again.
Wow.
Oh my!
Big
Was that a
impact.
pass from Steinberg, or was she shooting?
That was a pass, I think.
Oh man!
Or we're gonna pretend it is.
She'll say it is.
It was a pass. It was a pass. I think that was actually really good. She took it up the line and then she cut back, and it was able to get that into the middle.
Good point.
And it ended
Yeah.
up in a goal.
Taylor Moe again with a goal, her second, and it's Taylor Moe 2, Star Valley nothing. Oh boy, where did this kid come from? But it was Ella Steinberg making it happen, running down that left side, using her speed, opening the field up. Some people had to come out and deal with her, and then we're going to call that crossing pass. It was a hard pass.
Yeah.
Somehow found the foot of Moe, and she knew what to do with it.
And I mean, when in doubt, if your pass isn't really going at anyone, at least make it hard. And then, defense has trouble dealing with it.
Mario Jimenez looking for Ava Flanagan. She couldn't quiet it down. It goes right through her and across the end line, goal line. It'll be a goal kick coming here, and Christensen looks like she'll take it. She was passing earlier, letting someone else take it, but she has got a leg. She's going to show it off here. We'll see if she can bang one into the midfield or if she's going to pass. Nope. Works it up ahead in the middle third. Again, Rogers trying to get to it. Now Jordan Davis, last person back, is able to track this down. We'll see how calm as she works the ball. She was looking for, looked like Piper Lee on that left side. Now trouble, 4-on-2 numbers for Star Valley. Shot on Rhodes, and she had it well played, had the angle. And Raina Rhodes with her toughest opportunity maybe made that one look easy. But boy, scary moment there. Lady Braves had numbers and were coming.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure on the defense there, but
and McClendon flattens a Lady Brave right in front of her own bench. Taya Strong on the ball for sure.
She has to fill my shoes of
Rogers,
flattening people, but Jordan's doing a good job on her own.
That's going to be a boy. Even I know that. In any sport, that's a foul as Davis puts a shoulder into a Lady Brave player on that far side. Free kick coming in again, though it's from an area that isn't going to give you too much trouble, right from midfield exactly. It's banged ahead. There is Rogers, gets a foot on it, but now can't track it down. Loose ball, shot. And Rhodes makes a nice play on the short hop. So Raina Rhodes getting tested in the early going here in the second half.
Yeah, it seems the Braves have had a little bit of a kick in their energy.
Yeah, they got a talking to at the half, maybe. Yeah. Oh, that went right by Piper Lee. She kind of whiffed on it, but Jackson ball. She'll throw it in on that far side. Jackson a 2-0 lead. Both the goals coming off the freshman Taylor Moe. And boy, how you mentioned that, how excited a coach has to be able to get production from underclassmen.
Yeah, and I mean, we just have more talent coming up. There's a lot of 8th graders this year who are going to be on the team next year that are very solid. And I think that are going to be able to make a huge impact and bring in a lot onto this team. Yeah, nice pass in the middle there from Ava Flanagan. Rogers got a ton of room. See what she does with it. She's looking for Moe, who's got the hot hand, and now Moe comes up with it again. Boy, the ball just seems to find her, and that shot wide. Why the whistle? She's offsides there.
Okay.
Snuck behind the defense a little bit, but yeah, ball does seem to find her feet quite often.
My goodness, when you're hot, you're hot. And Moe is standing right there at the back door as that ball just found her, and she almost had a hat trick opportunity. But I was going to say, Tegan Ritter, we've seen our first look at Ritter. She, on the back end, saw better communication. Ritter was chasing a ball, and Rhodes called her off. Ritter was able to save gas.
Yep.
Rhodes played it. That shot goes just wide as McChristiansen dives for it.
And Jackson's just peppering the goalie now.
Stop it, they're...
I think whatever Kristen's talking to was about shots on frame was effective.
Yeah.
We seem to be doing a pretty good job.
Right. That was you all the way up here. Phoebe was channeling Coach Pizarro, Phoebe said shots on frame. It came out of Pizarro's mouth, and now it's coming off the Lady Braves' feet. Yes, shots much better, much closer right now, more competitive shots. Ball in the middle for Melissa Morion Jimenez. Good possession player, puts a little shake and bake on, gets loose, and gets a shot off, and it rolls just wide. But, boy, that's what the good footwork does. She was able to wiggle free of her mark and get a shot off. And you talked about sometimes the open lane isn't there because of the way Star Valley plays. Sometimes you look up, and if you actually see a net and just the goalkeeper, you're like, I got to shoot this because there's not
absolutely.
3 or 4 Star Valley girls in front of me. Rogers with a nice step up there and gives it to McLennan, who wanted to give it back. Actually goes to Steinberg, and her shot is blocked out front.
And that was a really good pass by Taya.
Oh,
To be patient and hold the ball at her feet a little bit, and then eventually find Ella's feet in the box. And that was a really strong opportunity, and it resulted in a corner.
Tay is so shifty. I couldn't tell who she was passing. I didn't even see Steinberg, but McLennan did. And Ella was coming from that left wing. And just, again, the shots on goal end up hitting Lady Braves often because they got so many and they really packed the box. Here's Flanagan with an opportunity. She walks it to the middle and takes a shot, looking for that far post. She had it at the right height, but just wide by a couple of feet.
Yeah, and I think Flanagan might be one of our left-footed players, or she is one of the left-footed players on this team, and so having her at that side and having her be able to cut inside and then still take the shot on her dominant foot is really cool because there's a shortage of left-footed players.
Interesting. Ava's one of those players. I know her mom, so I don't want to be hard on Ava, but there's more there. That's all I'm saying is number 8, I know she's got more, and we don't see it enough.
I completely agree with that.
Okay, thank you. You're backing me up. Yes, 8 is capable of so much more than she gives us on some nights that I want to see more of her. And, now that there's so many wings that can play on this team, maybe that will light the fire because she's got the game. You see her streaking now down that right side. Get away from her mark and see if anybody sees her. I think Steinberg did, but just couldn't get possession of the ball. There's somebody loose. Shot in.
Good.
Score.
Morion to Taya right there.
Morion to Taya, and that's a combination you see a bunch. Melissa Morion, the junior, to fellow junior Taya McLennan, and this time she's on net. She had Phoebe says it was Taya, 26, McLennan. Yeah. Taya McLennan. Yeah, that was a beautiful pass, beautiful shot. McLennan, who has missed the net maybe 6 times by my count, is good on that one, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, if at some point, if you've had enough shots, hopefully you can get it on frame.
Yeah, well, Jackson seems to be going for quantity over quality. Oh, the quality is getting better, but yeah, they have fired a ton of shots at poor Michaela Christensen, and she's used to it. It's been that way for many Star Valley games, and every time the Lady Braves meet up with the Lady Bronx, it's a similar pattern. She sees a ton of balls her way.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a strong goalie like that, that's really the only way that you're going to be able to slip them by her.
Yeah.
You could be the most amazing goalie in the world, but you aren't perfect. Some shots are going to slip by. And so definitely if you want.
Boy, Maddie Kramer denied a chance at the other end and just possessed the ball all the way to midfield to Morion Jimenez to McCooey in front of us. McCooey with a beautiful pass that found its way to Mo. We'll see what she can do with it. All she does is shoot on that. And oh, what a pass to McLennan. And that should have went right through Taya somehow.
Another opportunity with Taya kind of running in the box. And that was a beautiful play starting with Melissa.
Yeah, Morion Jimenez, and then maybe Taya just assumed this 37, all she does is shoot. She wasn't ready for that pass. It went right through McLennan somehow. But boy, I certainly like what I've seen out of Taylor Moe so far, the freshman. As Maddie Kramer turns it upfield the other way and out of bounds. That's not Kramer, that's Tegan Ritter, sorry. Ritter will throw in at the bottom of your screen. To Rogers, Brooke Rogers. No, that's Albany McCooey. McCooey in the middle for Morion Jimenez. She's got a shot. She's got a lane. She'll take it. And a good job by Christensen. She read it all the way. Tracked it to that far post. And that would have been on net. Boy, Jackson's really picked it up here in the second half.
Yeah, Star Valley had a little bit of burst energy at the beginning of the second, but I think Jackson may have crushed it with those 2 goals.
I think you're right. They showed a little bit of fire. Here's Ella Steinberg on that far side. Looking for McLennan, rejected there and out of bounds on that far side. No, Ella saves it momentarily. They're keeping a close eye on her. She tries to feed the middle, but it's just too many Lady Braves there. Nice cross field, and that's to Ritter. Ritter will work it right up the gut. Good pass to Rogers.
And again, another player that
walks in.
Another player was able to take a couple touches and then take on a player and then still find a pass.
Yes. It draws a crowd when you possess the ball and can beat one person. It just draws that crowd and somebody's open. That somebody was Rogers right down the middle, and she fired the shot, and again Christensen was there, and again the shot was well placed. It was on the ground looking for a corner. Close. Steinberg on that far side. She makes things happen on that wing, and here she goes again looking for a cross. No, she's going to walk it to the middle herself, take the shot herself. Maybe that one off a Star Valley player.
And again, we can just see how many Star Valley players are in the box here. We've got 6. Well, 5 now, but 6 before the end of this play.
There's just no room. Yeah, if you want to shoot, there's just nothing but white jerseys right now.
Yeah, it was a great run by by Ella. She did a great job cutting to the middle, and then just had 6 players in front of her. It's hard to get a shot through that.
Ritter will throw in here. You know, one thing in back-to-back games, the ability to be so deep if you're Coach Pizarro. You play again tomorrow, and this can be a cardio game, Phoebe, for regular players. Maybe not you. You could run there all 80 minutes with not even breathing hard. As Morion Jimenez takes a little walk around the top of the box, and it gets to Rogers. But again, just too many Lady Braves there. We'll try to crank one from distance, and almost.
That was a great job by Melissa. Yeah, I think.
Melissa fires one, and Michaela Christensen. But yeah, cardio's a thing. Being fatigued is a thing. And when you can run out there subs for every position, that's pretty good. Late in games, that's going to show up. Back-to-back games, that kind of thing's going to show up, wouldn't you think?
Especially our outside forwards and our
because you have to run a bunch.
Yeah, you are just doing so much running in that position. I think last year we didn't have a ton of subs that could fill in that role, and this year this team does.
Corner kick coming here.
Difference.
Yeah, Rogers. Boy, she's been buzzing along with Mo Rogers, and it feels like the next goal is going to come off her foot. She's been active, and Mo is always sniffing around that net, and this is going to be coming the other way. Throw in Star Valley as the Lady Bronx back things up, but Pizarro doing a good job working through that bench, just seeing fresh troops constantly as Mo will take a break. Replaced by the younger Steinberg, I believe, the Steinberg Company, LLC. It's Lily who steps on the pitch, and she'll throw this one in, actually. We'll see what she does with it. She wants Morion Jimenez. Looking for Rogers, maybe. No, she's going to try a 1-on-2. Now she does shake loose of her mark, gets past briefly to 15. I don't know. I have a 15. Or is that 13? That shot off the post and in. And that was Melissa or no?
That is Brooke Rogers. I think that was number 10.
Yes, and I said that next goal was going to come from her. She's been everywhere but in. She's been all around the ball, and a good job by Brooke Rogers there, the transfer junior.
It's cool to see goals coming from players in a more defensive position. Obviously, she's still in the midfield, but it's great that they have enough talent, enough ability that all players are finding goals.
Coming from mid, coming from everywhere, because you can't just double Taya. You can't just double, Boy.
Yeah, it's hard when there's not just one player you can mark, and then that shuts down their goal scoring opportunity.
Right. Boy, Jackson just doing it all right now, having their way with Star Valley and just showing off everything that's good about these Lady Broncs. The possession game, the relentless attack. Now, unfortunately, in a game like this, the one thing that doesn't get tested is what we think might be a shaky back end and goalkeepers. You'd want them to have a little more work, and they will tomorrow against Riverton. But so far, we know the offense is there. Nice job by Maddie Kramer for the moment, saves the day.
It looks like Caroline has actually gone in for Jordan Davis, which is definitely an unexpected play, but I see why it could be super important right there in that play.
Yeah.
She has a ton of speed.
You're right.
So fast, and she was able to make that recovery and make a strong defensive play there, even though she is someone who usually plays up front because of that speed. And just that's really the testament of a good player, is your ability to play kind of wherever and still impact the game.
Phoebe, you just earned your paycheck on that one. By the way, this job doesn't pay anything, but you're right. I wouldn't have noticed that 13, Caroline, is back, playing back, and we'll see if that's a permanent thing or not, because Kramer made a nice play. There's trouble in the box here, but Rhodes is not called on to make a save. Yeah, Kramer did everything right. It just got by her, and holy cow, Caroline from out of nowhere was able to catch up and make sure that didn't become too much trouble. And it's that speed. He does have a ton of speed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Kristen is doing a little bit of experimenting right now, and this is the time to do it when you have a 4-0 lead, because you are going to lose impactful players like Jordan next year, and someone does need to fill that spot. And so this is the perfect opportunity to find players that are able to.
22 minutes left in the second half. Jackson enjoying the 4-goal lead now as Rhodes bangs one to midfield. And we are seeing a lot of fresh troops, different players in there for Coach Pizarro. She is running down the bench in this one, including players we don't even have on our roster sheet, who just happens to have 2 goals already. As that one knocked out of bounds, this is going to be Jackson throwing on that far side and see if they can set something up.
Yeah, games like this are really cool for those players who maybe the better JV players who are right on the verge of varsity but aren't quite there. This is the good opportunity for them to get a couple varsity minutes and to kind of see what that feels like. And it's still low risk because, again, Jackson is winning 4-0.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't a Jackson throw-in. I guess a whistle and was a kick for Star Valley, and now it's out of bounds again. So here's that Jackson throw-in I was thinking about. It's coming from Brooke Rogers, who's got Rogers actually coming out of the game after that goal. Goals from Taylor Moe, 2, the freshman. One from Taya McLennan, who converted on what had to be one of 7 shots. McLennan's been, as usual, everywhere and really firing on goal. As little threat there from McKaylee Harmon, one of the 3 seniors on this team. And then the goal by Brooke Rogers just moments ago that I called.
And then we have Hillary Clark coming in, too, who is our 3rd senior, alongside McKaylee and Jordan. So
32 up there on that right side, yep. Nice job by Morion Jimenez to deny that ball going upfield, see if she can turn it around, make it something happen. She gets loose, she's free. Nice slide tackle there by Star Valley that poke it away for a moment, but it's right back to Morion Jimenez, and again, finds some space, shoots, scores, and she deserved that. That was all her.
Yeah, that was all her, and her just ability to hold the ball at her feet.
She has fun with the freshman Lily Steinberg over there, but yes, Melissa, you deserve that one. My goodness. She just shake and bake, went left, went right, kept losing her mark, and finally had that open shot. She saw it, and we all saw it. The seas parted. Melissa, there it is. And a good shot by Christensen, who does not deserve to see 5 goals past her. Boy, I remember some games from Michaela Christensen, this Star Valley goalkeeper, that were unreal. She started to get in your head. She was so good.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate.
But it's not been her night.
The score is so unfortunate. It does not reflect her ability as a goalkeeper.
She's a senior playing in her last season. No, she's not. She's a junior. I thought she was a senior. Nope. You get another year of her. Star Valley throwing right here, bottom of your screen, and McCooey spoils that out of bounds and be off Albany. Star Valley possession. It's Janie England, the senior, who throws in. And then there's our senior, Hillary Clark, works it through two players and finds a nice pass to Rogers. That's Michaela Harmon,
To Michaela.
senior to senior.
We also have Taya Pachuli, I think, in the midfield.
Never heard of her.
Number 15, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's the 15.
That's 15.
I'm glad you got that.
Came in for the other Taya McLennan, and just another time that we get to see younger players. I believe that she's a freshman or a sophomore. She's definitely a freshman. I didn't play with her last year. Come in and make an impact. Like, that was a great pass.
It was a good pass from 15. Yeah, very useful minutes, and Pizarro just using everybody, and she should. And there's another good pass to Hillary Clark from that 15. Who'd you say that was? I'm going to write that down.
Taya Pachuli.
Taya Pachuli. Oh, the other Taya. She spells her name Taya differently, though.
Yeah,
okay.
Taya with an E.
Yes. Okay. I do know her. I did not figure she would get in tonight, but you never know.
I mean, Taya McLennan has been in the entire match, and that's hard in a midfield position.
Yeah,
A lot of running.
She needs a break. This team plays again tomorrow. Like we said, they close out the regular season tomorrow against Riverton, and that's going to be a real test. The Lady Bronx lost to the Lady Wolverines earlier in the season. Coach Kristen was not at that game. She could not be there for that one, so she has not got eyes on Riverton. There's a golden opportunity from McCooey, who almost knocks down Christensen. Yes. Michaela had to either block that or face a broken nose, one or the other. That was a bomb right at her, and she deflects it away, but McCooey, point blank, was denied. Jackson with all the pressure here, 17:20 to go in the second half. They have the other shot right at McChristiansen, and that was again McCooey, right? I think. 5-0 Jackson.
Yeah, and we had Jordan Davis come in for Maddie on the back line. So a lot of kind of switching up going on there.
There's Jordan, who made a risky play to try to get a foot on that, but she's well covered, has three players in behind her, including Caroline, including Piper Lee, who made the play. So it was a good job reading when one of your fellow back there is going to gamble, then you got to cover, and everybody did.
And cover her, and then again, we saw Piper's speed right there, which is something that this back line definitely needs.
I wasn't convinced on the transition. Oh, there's a shot on Rose, where she's right there. That kind of a squeaker came off of somebody's foot, and Rhodes was right there. I didn't know about the Piper Lee move from wing to back. I found out about it from Ava Flanagan. We saw her at the airport, and we were just talking about, how many players were lost off the back line. Brooklyn, Drolleman, and Ava said, well, we're going to try Piper Lee back there, and I couldn't believe it, but she has transitioned well.
I mean, she has exactly just what that back line needs, which is a lot of speed and a lot of composure.
Yeah, she's got the skill set. You're right. Here's Melissa off that goal. Boy, she's always looking. She glances at her feet, but she's got head up all the time. Jackson has been strictly on the attack here for most of the game. Star Valley had a couple opportunities, but nothing in yet.
They had a couple early in the second, and I think we've done a pretty good job of shutting that down and holding possession and getting a couple goals in.
Jordan with a real senior composure there. She was tracking the whole field and just waited, and all of a sudden got rid of the threat. There's Clark battling for a ball. Shot again, blocked out front. Seen a ton of that. Jackson's had as many shots have headed to the goal, that many have been blocked out front by Caroline with a good battle. She won that 50-50 battle.
She's an unexpected one to see on the back line, but I see why Kristen put her there.
Now she's forgetting where she belongs. She's going to work this right into the box. Yeah, and Orion Jimenez was there.
And again, that ability just of all these young players to take the ball on their feet and just to go forward with it and create opportunities, which she did a great job of there.
Jordan Davis calls for it, has it. She's going to calmly find Caroline, who was looking ahead there for McKaylee Harmon, but it didn't happen. And again, Davis will send it up the other way. And back to Jordan. Jordan's going to get her running in here. No threat. Rhodes calls her off, says, I'll give you a break. Star Valley's, there's just a couple times where the Lady Braves have sensed there might be something and put their jets on, but at this point, down 5-0 to Jackson, just putting the squeeze on them as Caroline works one up the left side. After it is Lily Steinberg, but it'll be out of bounds. I think that's Lily, but from way over there, it's hard to. Oh, that's Bryn Crabtree.
That's Bryn.
That's Bryn. Those long legs. She's like she has not come into her body yet, I don't think.
Yeah, she's quite tall.
Very, very tall. Junior, we'll see if next year she just has those Colt legs where she's, I'm not sure she knows how to work them yet. Somebody needs to give her the instruction manual. Haven't seen a ton, if any, of the Dufault girl, number 2, Lindsay Dufault. I thought maybe we'd see her. I've been impressed with her. She played a couple days ago. There she is. She's out there now, yeah.
Yeah, Lindsay had a couple of varsity minutes last year, and then but yeah, there she is as our.
She looked pretty good two nights ago, Tuesday against Evanston. She looked pretty good. Boy, so many options for Coach Pizarro. It's got to be nice to have the luxury of just not knowing who you want to play. There's a race for it here. It goes out of bounds, but Piper Lee was right there just in case. Star Valley just not getting many opportunities. Just over 12 to go in regulation. It's been all Jackson. Kind of a slow developing first half as the Lady Broncs took a 1-0 lead into the half, but have really poured it on here in the second half and are now just kind of having fun, kind of getting a chance to see underclassmen, getting a chance to play different positions and get a feel for the game. It's important minutes, though. These are to develop younger players and maybe to learn a few things you never stop learning in a game, right? Even though up 5-0, Phoebe, what can you learn now if you're a Lady Bronc?
I mean, at this point, I think we're just getting, again, those younger players in, and it's really cool to see, even though we have a ton of younger players on the field right now, they're filling big roles and they're doing it quite well. We still, again, we have a goal kick that was come from like an opportunity. We're still getting offensive opportunities, and the back line.
There's been no drop off in
there's been
pressure and play. Here comes a goal kick, and again, Star Valley elects to. Was that another forward taking it? No, this time it is a D-back. Jordan Davis will track this down, not feeling a lot of pressure, and calmly works it up ahead to Piper Lee. Piper on the near side. Looking for, I didn't think that ball would get there, but it did. I think Harmon was surprised they got there. Now it squirts away. Clark with a nice pass looking for Harmon. That's that senior connection. Now Hillary is after it, but it's 2 Lady Braves over there, and they just safely knock it out of bounds. So that's going to be not a corner kick throw-in. Piper Lee will throw it in. She's got McCooey. It's a potential target, but she's going to go all the way in the middle of the field to Crabtree. Bryn looking for Dufault. Lindsay chases it down on that far side and then goes backwards to Lily Steinberg, but out of bounds. Yeah, we're just seeing so much of the Lady Broncs future out there. A lot of freshmen, a lot of underclassmen getting some playing time as we're down to the 10-minute mark. Jackson enjoying the 5-goal lead against Star Valley. It is senior night, and we'll have some festivities between games before we start the boys' game. in honor of these seniors. Just the 3 for the ladies. Clark battling there with Janie England. As Lee goes down, she collided there briefly with Avery Hanberg, I believe that is. No, that might be 23. I just cannot. Willow Allman. I'm not even trying to read these Lady Braves numbers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the yellow on
folks,
the white jersey it's so brutal.
I
Especially
feel
from
bad.
Up here.
You folks watching on the SVI Sports Network, you know when I broadcast games that I like to mention the other team. I try to keep it pretty neutral broadcast and mention your kids, your girls, but I cannot make too much sense of the numbers unless they're close to me. It's very tough to read.
Yeah, I mean, we have 23 there.
Yeah, that's the Allman girl, Willow Allman.
Willow Allman.
She's pretty
taking that
good.
kick there, and that's a really strong kick.
Yeah, good kick.
Unfortunately, just outside the goal,
Rhodes
but
lets it go wide. Yeah, she's pretty good, the Willow Allman. I've seen her play. They've got some athletes. They won just the other day. They played yesterday. They're on back-to-back games. We haven't mentioned that enough, these Star Valley girls. So as you get late into the second half, you start to feel that in the legs. Coach Jessica Bagley trying to probably work through her bench as well. But Star Valley comes in with a record of 3-9-1 overall, 2-8 in conference.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back games is just so brutal.
Tough.
Especially when you're playing a competitive team like Jackson, where it's not just get a couple goals, sit back.
Yeah, and the second, especially when the second one's on the road, so you got to jump on the bus, you got to do all that, and you're playing Jackson. You're like, oh. Games
on the bus are always a little tricky, especially state and regionals. I think they're out of Cheyenne this year. But I remember last year getting off 8-hour bus rides and just being like, okay, go play.
It's tough. Yeah, right off the bus, go play.
Yep.
Yeah, your legs aren't ready for that. They can't be, even if you are a teenager. Yeah. That's tough. Yeah, well, Jackson gets to see what that feels like playing back-to-back. They'll play tomorrow in Riverton. There's a shot on goal, but Christensen
I kind of have to
handles that.
They have to go through the same thing tomorrow that Star Valley's experiencing right now.
Yep.
Playing a competitive team, second game in a row.
Piper Lee and Willow Allman ping-pong it in midfield here, and now Star Valley again. There's a ball over Caroline head, and this is valuable minutes for Caroline Montez Chavez, who not normally is on the back end, and she's got a little go here with Piper Lee, but to track a ball that's heading over her. Oh, there's Bryn Crabtree. Is she offside? Boy,
Yeah,
I thought she had an opportunity.
Ball, but that's just an amazing look by Piper there.
Yeah.
To be able to see Bryn running in all the way on the other side of the field and make a ball, make a pass to her.
That right there was why you're playing some of these players in late in games and valuable minutes. Caroline, who doesn't normally play in the back end, had to deal with a ball she had to figure out, is this going over my head? How do I track something in the air and make a defensive play? And then it turned upfield, and Lee looking for Crabtree, who's got to stay onside and make a goal. Like, these are things that are going to come up match after match that you got to get better at. Hillary Clark looking for that one, but again, Star Valley just staying back, making sure they got numbers. Oh, there's a whiff, and for a moment, McKaylee Harmon was thinking she was going to get it in the shin or the face. Down to just under 6 to go. Jackson up 5-0.
Yeah, final couple minutes here.
Bump there in the middle with
Taya Petrucci.
the other Taya.
Taya Petrucci in the middle there.
Taya 2. And here's again Caroline. Now, see, trying to find that ball in the air. That's something that she looked like she struggled with for a moment, but Jordan says this is how you do it.
Yeah, that was a really
Caroline,
good.
if she's going to play that back there, is going to have to learn it. Here's Harmon with a chance. Walking right in and shooting wide. Oh, McKaylee on senior night was looking at that, and hands on head. Hillary Clark says, how did you miss that?
Yeah, I think definitely probably a little bit of disappointment from McKaylee there to have that opportunity, but that's still a great ball. And now a big switch up on the back line. We have Melissa Morion and Caroline Montes Chavez as our two center backs, both of which who play significantly higher up on the field.
Is that okay with you? Do you learn the game a little when you see it from a different perspective, different position?
For both of them, it will be very good. Definitely, they play very similar. They hold the ball at their feet a lot, and that's not something that you really can do on defense. So I think it'll be a good learning curve for these last 5 minutes to be like, yep, we need to get the ball and then get it off our foot quickly. So,
by the way, our color analyst this afternoon, Phoebe Alvarosa, just 1 year removed from high school play. You remember her for the last couple years as Lady Bronx Golden Foot. What have you been doing, Phoebe, this past year?
I'm in Minneapolis playing soccer for a small D3 school there. It's
Wonderful.
been really good, yeah. We've got another great through ball.
Yeah, Ella, she's got the kind of speed to track it down, and she was looking to turn the corner. She's so good at that. She has sneaky speed, so long-legged. It doesn't, and then Piper Lee goes down and right back up. Yeah, I think Ella kind of, when you're tracking her, you don't think she's going to get by you, and she does. Like, she doesn't look immediately for that crossing pass. She thinks I might be able to turn the corner here and go right toward the net.
And that's super powerful to be able to drive the line, like, towards the goal, because then you can lay it back, and it'll lead to a lot of opportunities. So that's a good skill to have, to not first look to cross it. Good pass there by
Brain Crabtree with and Crabtree returned the favor with another good pass to Tegan Ritter, and Ritter's going to track it all the way out of bounds. No, just saved on that far side. Now a foot race. Caroline again getting some practice. We'll work it back to Rhodes, who's going to one-touch it right back up the field. Maybe, that's out of bounds, but yeah, maybe. You see the game plays so much differently when you're up 5-0 and 3 minutes to go. You know, Rhodes might have been more careful and grabbed that, but she's like, I'm going to one-touch this up the field. Here's Taya 2 looking for somebody on the right side.
That's great through ball, great vision. Unfortunately, didn't quite
wanted
make
Steinberg,
it to Ella. Yep, I believe. Didn't quite make it to Ella, but that's a really good idea.
Lady Bronx is doing so many things right. And, you know, sometimes it's easy when you're playing a team that's, you know, a sub 500, a team that's not as good, a team that you're supposed to beat. There's a lot more time and space, and it allows you to do things and look so much better. Won't be the same way tomorrow against Riverton. There's going to be a lot less time and space to work with. But you'd love to be able to take some of this, right, Phoebe, and apply it tomorrow.
I'm sure it'll be a closer game tomorrow, a little bit more of a battle. But if they are able to continue to possess the way they have been in this game against Riverton tomorrow, that would be awesome, and that will create a lot of opportunities for them.
Down to the last 90 seconds, Jackson up 5-0, 2 goals early. The first 2 from freshman Taylor Moe. McLennan added 1. Brooke Rogers, the transfer in from California, added 1, and missing that 5th goal. Mario Jimenez with just the inhuman one-on-one effort, all by herself, no helper. She's like, I've got this. So really positive. Spread the scoring around, getting 2 goals from a freshman. There's a lot to like. And Taya McLennan set the pace with maybe 6 or 7 shots on goal in the opening 5 minutes. Just could not find the frame.
Yeah, I mean,
Rhodes has looked pretty solid other than the collision with Kramer.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen. I guess you need one of those every now and then.
Hopefully that'll encourage her to be a little bit more vocal.
Good point, Phoebe. Seeing the glass half full. That'll teach her not to do that again, Phoebe says. Now there's the ball loose, and I thought maybe Ritter would be able to get to that, as Jackson had some numbers in the box here in the final few seconds. Crabtree with an opportunity. She wants one so bad.
Yeah, we can see Ella again just being able to hold possession and then drive along the end line.
Well, she makes things happen. You're right. As a wing, She races up the sidelines to open that field. When she gets to the goal line or the end line or wherever you call it, then turns and runs up to the goal. And so many things can happen when you're doing that.
So many things can happen.
Everybody else can do something to get somewhere, and that's so dangerous.
And it gives midfielders a time to like come up and join the attack. Yeah.
Well, this one's in the books of final. We'll come right back to wrap things up. Phoebe, stay here for just one more minute, and we'll come back after this commercial break. You're enjoying Bronx Soccer on Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and mylocalradio.com.
Live coverage of Jackson Hole High School Bronx basketball is brought to you in part by the Elk Country Inn. Coming May of 2020, the Elk Country will offer new rooms and amenities. The new expansion will bring a brand new indoor-outdoor swimming pool, indoor and outdoor spas, a new dining area with complimentary breakfast, conference facilities, and so much more. Located on Pearl Street, you'll be able to leave the car and walk to Jackson's greatest shopping, dining, entertainment, bars, and breweries. Live like a local at the new Elk Country Inn, coming this May. Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
All right, back to the action to wrap things up. Girls, Lady Bronx just finished. We're getting ready for senior night activities in between games. And then, of course, the boys set to kick it off here in just a little bit under the lights. Jake Nichols for Jackson Hole Radio. Phoebe Alvaroza joining us as our special guest color commentator. Been so cool to have you, Phoebe. And we'll trade phone numbers here, and I'll make sure that we hire you permanently now when your soccer career is over, when your playing days are done. That was great.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. It's fun you had a good view up here.
Yeah. It's you usually see the game from field level, so it's interesting to see it develop. So Jackson did so many things right. We mentioned the passing; they were on the attack all game. Maybe you really like to see what happens when your defense is stressed a little, but you didn't get to see that tonight. It was all Lady Bronx.
Yeah, there's definitely. The defense wasn't tested too much today. There was a couple breakdowns that led to some opportunities for Star Valley, but it'll be interesting to see how they do tomorrow against Riverton. Yep,
against Riverton, who's very good this year. I was surprised. Everybody was talking about Riverton before the season started. I thought, what? But, they've turned out to be legit. There's somebody. They're scary good. It'll be a good test for the Lady Bronx tomorrow. I don't know. What do you think about this team? Do you see? Let's pretend you just took a job as the assistant coach. You're just a year removed from this program. You know all the girls. Are they playing right now? Are they hitting on all cylinders? Does this team look good to you, or do you think there's more? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to watch too many games. I just saw this one and then the Trina game last Saturday, which was a little bit more brutal for Jackson. We lost that 1-2-1. I mean, it looks really good. This is, of course, a little bit of a transition year. This team lost a bunch of seniors, not only talking about myself, but we had a really strong senior class, especially defensively. And so they have a lot of skill and talent to make up for, and I think they're doing a really good job. And they have more talented players coming up. They just have more. Yeah,
it's the only way you replace a Brooklyn Hills, a Natalie Jrolleman, a Hannah Fries, Sydney Nash in goal, Malia Lohman. We haven't forgot about her. She was so solid.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Malia a ton mostly.
Man.
But that was. who Brooke Rogers replaced, kind of in that holding midfield position,
Okay.
is Malia Lohman. Still another super defensive player that was just so solid, so much composure, really able to calm everybody down in the midfield, just take a touch, find a pass. And I think Brooke is doing a good job kind of filling her shoes, but another player that I'm sure this team is sad that they don't get this year.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, you topped the list, certainly, Phoebe Alvarosa, but it was a lot of talent that got graduated, and the reason you can rebuild, reload, and replenish is by playing freshmen and getting them minutes, playing sophomore, and we saw it today, saw it tonight. Phoebe, thank you so much for sitting in with us. Super cool. Enjoy the rest of your night and go watch the game. And you can critique our soccer game. But Lady Bronx are really good. They'll play Riverton tomorrow on the road. We won't have that game for you. We're just doing the one game this season, but it's been fun. Thanks, Phoebe.
Yeah, of course.
All right, we'll be right back and put the camera on senior night and let you know what's going on there before these boys start things off. You're enjoying soccer on the Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and mylogoradio.com.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be
Back to the action here at William T. McIntosh Stadium, where we are between games, girls and boys. It's senior night. The girls finished with an impressive, dominant win over the Star Valley Lady Braves. Jackson looked really, really good. Took a little time to get things going. They had just the 1-0 lead after the first 40, but not without trying, as Taya McLennan fired about 6 or 7 bombs just off net. Michaela Christensen, the Star Valley goalie, also turned a couple away. So Jackson took a little bit to get going, but once they did, the floodgates opened to the second half at a 5-0 final for the Lady Bronx, as they are enjoying, I think, now a 2-game win streak. They're going to need all the confidence they can get, because tomorrow they're right back at it on the bus, and they'll take on Riverton. Riverton Lady Wolverines were able to beat the Lady Bronx earlier this season, but those two teams are very much on a similar trajectory. They're very evenly matched. It'll be a fun contest to see who wins that one tomorrow. I'll be very interested in how that goes. Meanwhile, the boys getting set to get underway here. The Jackson Bronx, of course, trying to defend, looking for a 4-peat. They've got 3 state titles in a row. Is that right? But they got their work cut out for them. We'll tell you some of the players that Coach Matt Holscher has had graduate away. He has lost a ton of seniors going into this season, and he's had to figure out how to piece things together with no more Charlie Holscher, his son, and a whole bunch more that aren't here, including Teddy Oppler, who's been out injured all season long. We'll talk about More of that as we tee things up for the boys. You're enjoying Bronx soccer on the Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and mylocalradio.com. Coming right back to you right after these words.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Here at William T. McIntosh Field, where the Lady Bronx were able to dispatch the Lady Braves. And once again, for our Star Valley listeners and viewers especially, I just want to apologize for not being able to, put name with player for your kids often as I would like. It's just so difficult to see the numbers on your girls team. Much easier to see the boys, and I'll give them a shout out. Soccer is not my number one sport to begin with, so I'm a little bit sports challenged there. And then identifying your kids, it was just so difficult to see in the sun the girls' numbers. So I wasn't trying to ignore them. Hopefully I can give the boys more shout outs this afternoon, beginning with your goaltender. I believe we'll see Tate Lawson. He's gone most of the way. The freshman has looked very impressive for Star Valley, but I'll try to keep a good eye on the Star Valley players this time around. I can see the boys' numbers much better. Coach Trevor Spencer has got these kids playing pretty well. It's a very athletic team. It always is. Overall record after a tie yesterday is 4-7-2 for the Star Valley Braves, 3-6-1 in conference, ranked number 11 in the 4A. Meanwhile, the Jackson Bronx have held that number 2 ranking really most of the season with a 9-2 overall record, 8-2 in conference. But it hasn't been easy for Coach Matt Holscher and the defending state champions. They graduated a ton of talent, including the midfielder Charlie Holscher. Let's begin with him. I mean, what a standout. That's difficult to replace that many goals from Charlie Holscher, and he had a ton. Javi Huta, now you got to replace your goalkeeper, and Javi wasn't your average goalkeeper. He was far above average, a very good tender, and difficult to replace. So there's your scorer and your guy who denies the goals. You lost your 2 best right there. And then think about some of the other players. Dylan Zampa Perez, your midfielder. Miguel Perez, the forward. Danny Huerta, I loved his play last year on D. He was gone. Hunter Duell, the midfielder. What a connection he had with Holscher and Teddy Oppler. Hunter Duell, whenever Oppler and Holscher attracted too much attention, Duell was often the guy who people forgot about. Kai McLennan on the back line. Charlie Barden on the back line. Sahir Romero was able to score a lot of goals from the D line. All these guys graduated. Chris Zampa, Miguel Perez, have I named them all? I mean, just a ton of seniors graduated and gone from this defending state championship team. And so you knew things coming in this year would there be a lot of question marks, but you could always hang your hat on Teddy Oppler. He was a standout last year, now a junior, but Teddy has been injured all season long. He got a little bit of playing time 2 days ago. He'll be on a pitch count again today. As Coach Holscher told me, he's slowly working Teddy back in to the game. I did not know what the injury is. I didn't ask Holscher. A lot of times they don't disclose, but yeah, Teddy is just slowly coming back. And he'll be limited in duty today. And then this team goes on the road playing tomorrow in Riverton. I mean, the idea is to have a full 100% Teddy Oppler back for regionals. That's all that matters to Coach Holscher right now. So cannot risk any kind of re-injury with him. So you got to be careful during this regular season. But Oppler's not the entire team. With his absence, it's really allowed junior Jensen Smock to step up. He's been very, very good and full of goals. He's on the back line, but he can score, Jensen Smock. And then you got Steady Eddie Braden Hills. I like his play at the back end. Johan Garcia, the senior, brings leadership, and he's dangerous as well. And with the holes in the lineup, you got freshmen like Kyron Barriston, who's off to a great season. 11 goals, 8 assists, leads the team for 30 points. He's really provided the helpers. Jensen Smock is the leading goal scorer in this team. He's got 13 with 6 assists for a 32-point season so far for Smock. You're going to hear his name a lot. And then Braden Hills has 5 goals from the back line. That's pretty impressive. Jamie Perez, another D-man who can fill the net, 4 goals, 6 assists on the year for 14 points. And you're going to hear a lot about Jared Perez Pluma. The senior midfielder has 6 goals, 7 assists for 19 points on the season. So there's some firepower on this team, no doubt. And, of course, it's the Jackson Bronx, so they're going to be ready to play. There's just so many guys. It's a rebuild year for the Bronx, yet they still manage a 9-2 record, 8-2 in conference. That's pretty impressive. And a fresh face in net. I talked to Coach Matt Holscher about Gavin Keelan, who is not a goaltender. He's not a soccer player until this year. Gavin Keelan, you'll know the name as the 6'5" swingman on the basketball court. And he has played a little bit of soccer in the past. And it was, I believe, Nate Goswallener, the goaltender coach for the Jackson Bronx, who kind of bridged the gap. And Goswallener went to Gavin. He said, you know, what about playing goal? You're big, you're tall, you're athletic. We've seen you play basketball. And somehow the connection happened, and Gavin Keelan is the goalkeeper for the Jackson Bronx. Now, he's still learning on the job, that's for sure. Talking about building the airplane while you fly it. But Keelan it doesn't often have a lot of work, which is the good news because his players in front of him are just so good. But when he has been called upon, the junior goalkeeper has been solid. He's had moments where he's looked really, really good. But certainly when you look for a chink in the armor or the weak spot on this Bronx team, you want to get shots on goal because Gavin Keelan, untested as a soccer goalkeeper. We'll see how he looks tonight. And tomorrow, the final regular season game for these Bronx as they travel to Riverton when this one's over. Just about ready to kick it off. In 30 seconds, let's take one more quick break. You're enjoying Bronx Soccer on Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and MyLocalRadio.com.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Well, let's get to it. We're here at William T. McIntosh Stadium, Willie T. Mac, and there's still plenty of time to get down here to the game if you want to join us. The Rain looks like it has passed for the moment, and it's a beautiful afternoon. So please come on down and join us if you get a chance. Otherwise, we're happy to carry this game on our YouTube channel. Jackson Hole Radio, don't forget to subscribe while you're on the channel, and you'll never miss any action of Jackson Bronx Sports. YouTube channel, Jackson Hole Radio, and become a subscriber. Also being multicast on the Star Valley Radio Network, Star Valley Sports Network, SVI. Glad to have you along, the SVI crew, and on mylocalradio.com down there in Evanston. So a lot of different ways to drop in and see us this afternoon. It's senior night for Jackson, and we talked about all the seniors this team graduated last year into this year, but there's some more seniors that will be playing their final home game here on this pitch. And they include Jamie Perez, Jared Perez Pluma, Brian Diaz. Who else do I got? Seniors. Johan Garcia, senior midfielder. This will be his final game. And Oliver Kimmel. So that's a lot of more good players that are going to be gone. So it doesn't get any easier for Coach Holscher, who lost a bunch coming into this year, and he's got a lot more seniors that heading out after this season. Second to the last game of regular season before regionals begin. Jackson, Star Valley's two teams met earlier down in Afton. Jackson victorious. It wasn't the blowout it was last year. Last year, Jackson really whooped up on Star Valley both times they met. The meeting earlier this year was a lot closer, but Jackson was able to be victorious in that one. Let's take one more break as we're going to get the national anthem played. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the kick in this one. You're enjoying Bronx Soccer on the Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and mylocalradio.com.
Live coverage of Jackson Hole High School Bronx basketball is brought to you in part by the Elk Country Inn. Coming May of 2020, the Elk Country will offer new rooms and amenities. The new expansion will bring a brand new indoor-outdoor swimming pool, indoor and outdoor spas, a new dining area with complimentary breakfast, conference facilities, and so much more. Located on Pearl Street, you'll be able to leave the car and walk to Jackson's greatest shopping, dining, entertainment, bars, and breweries. Live like a local at the new Elk Country Inn, coming this May.
Your home for Jackson Hole High School sports is KZ95. Let's get back to the game.
Well, this should be a good one this afternoon. Weather is cooperating so far. We'll see who we got for a starting lineup for the Star Valley Braves. Looks like Caden Roberts gets the call alongside Derek Astle. Also, Mikkel Merritt, the senior, out there. Kaysen Hatterley, the senior, getting the start. Jesus Allred. Bailey Colgren, the junior. Gabe Peterson, the senior. Christian Bueller, the freshman, the lone underclassman that's going to get a start. And Kai Hendricks, the lone freshman. Anyway, Hendricks is just a sophomore. And Jaden Crook, the junior. So Star Valley able to field a pretty experienced team. They'll go up against the Jackson Bronx. And that'll be senior loaded this afternoon on senior night. Jared Perez Pluma, Jamie Perez, Kyram Barristan, Era Munoz, the senior, getting his start. Jensen Smock, Owen Smith, Braden Hills, the junior, on the back end, and number 24, Oliver Kimmel. We're just about set to go. These two teams met earlier, as we said, in Afton earlier this season. They see each other twice a year. Arch rival Star Valley Braves and the Jackson Bronx. Star Valley put up a pretty good fight against a team that's defending a state title now for 3 years. Jackson has not steamrolled this season as they did the last couple of years. It's been a little struggle. 9-2 overall, 8-2 in conference, number 2 ranked, and they've held that number 2 ranking in the coaches' media poll really all season long. And the other side, Star Valley Braves, as we said, come in under head coach Trevor Spencer with a 4-7-2 record. They tied last night playing back-to-back games, 3-6-1 in conference. So we'll see if fatigue becomes an issue for Star Valley on back-to-back nights. They were in Evanston yesterday. I believe that was a road game for them and another road game. Maybe they were at home. I'm not positive on that. And Jackson, meanwhile, played 2 nights ago, Tuesday, and they'll play again tomorrow, Riverton. As we get ready to kick things off here, Jackson moving left to right on your YouTube dial. Star Valley in their road whites trimmed in the maroon, moving right to left. Jackson in their home blacks. And we're ready to go. Both referees look ready. Both goalkeepers look ready. I think that is Tate in goal. I wasn't able to double check that. Is hard to tell, but I think that's Tate Lawson, the freshman. He's been going for most of the contest for Star Valley, and the Braves will start things out here with the ball on the foot of Oliver Kimmel, and it goes out of bounds. Jackson throw-in. We'll see. Here's the first set piece for Jackson. There's a throw-in coming from that was Jaden Crook for Star Valley. Oliver Kimmel throws in, fires one into the top of the box. And a whistle, and because we don't have Phoebe Alvaroza here, I don't know what was done wrong, but it'll be a kick for Star Valley as Mikkel Merritt fires one across midfield. Now coming back the other way. Smock makes a nice play to work it to midfield. Now it's on the foot of Jamie Perez on that far side and looking for Smock. Never got there. Star Valley with an interception. It's Gabe Peterson, I believe, on that far side. But it's our first time in the press box here at the field. And it is a long way from the field, at least for an OG like me. I like to be closer to the action. I'm going to have to get some telescope glasses. Jackson working at the midfield. That's Jamie Perez trying to work some magic. Nice pass there. And the shot on goal is just wide. Perez with a beautiful look and passing to an open, I think that was Owen Smith, I want to say, who went just wide. Let me double check that number. I think it was Smith, and that just trickled wide. That was Owen Smith, the sophomore who fired that one just wide. And it's coming the other way now. Star Valley with a goal ball on their right side, and Gavin Keelan calmly works it up the far side. On that far side, Jamie Perez right in front of the benches. Now coming the other way off the foot of Mikkel Merritt. Jackson recover, and a little back and forth we go in the midfield. No threats in the early going other than the shot from Owen Smith that went just wide. For Jackson, it's Oliver Kimmel. He'll throw it in here. Bottom of your screen, works it to Jamie Perez. Perez into the middle of the field. Johan Garcia, he's dangerous. Works it to the far side, Smock, who's the leading goal scorer for this Bronx team. Do not see Oppler out there as yet, but we do expect to see a little bit of him this afternoon. Ball coming the other way for Star Valley, and again, Keelan has to touch it. His second touch, he'll just roll it far side for that D-back. Now up to Garcia. He was looking for Kyron Barristan, but it never got there. Star Valley pick it off. Braves, pretty physical, very athletic team, and that keeps them in some games, maybe longer than you might figure. That's a nice goal ball. Looking for Smock. That shot off the hand and in. That's a goal. As Tate got a hand at it, and I did not see who that was, but we'll find out from our announcer. As that just went off the outstretched hand of Tate Lawson and in. That was Jensen Smock, and for Smock, he is the leading goal scorer and continues to be the leading goal scorer. Came into this game with 13 on the season. That's not counting 2 nights ago, I don't think. I don't know if I had that updated. So that should be his 14th of the year. And Smock has been the guy who has stepped up and filled the goal with all those balls that would have been Charlie Holscher's goal last year. He's really stepped up. With the absence of Oppler to injury and Holscher from graduation, where are the goals going to come from, wondered Coach Matt Holscher, and a lot of them have come from Jensen Smock this season. Far side down the left wing. Jackson with it. Working to the middle, it's Jared Perez Pluma. And he'll calmly work it back to Braden Hills, who has a better view of the field. His pass gets turned up the other way. Star Valley coming in, and there's Cason Hatterley hits the deck, and that will be a foul, a free kick for Star Valley. And there it is, but that's taken the other way. Nice step up there on the back line by Edie Wetzler. No, sorry, that is Braden Hills. Hills going to take it all the way to the top of the box before he hands it off. Now here's Smock on that wing shot right at the goalkeeper. A good save there by Lawson. Wes Smock so dangerous on that left wing. That's his second opportunity. Put it right on net, but right at the goalkeeper, Tate Lawson. Nice one-touch pass there as Jackson Press threatened here. It's Owen Smith, who had a nice shot earlier that just went wide. Now a battle. Oliver Kimmel fires wide. He was covered well there by Jesus Allred, and his shot went far, looking far post, but it was wide. But a good job by Allred to deny a good look for Smith. There was just nothing there. Bad angle shot, and made the most of it. Goal kick here coming from Star Valley on that far side, headed by a Star Valley player, then a Bronc. Now on the foot of Star Valley, but a triple team there and taken away by Owen Smith. Good job to steal that one momentarily. Now he loses the handle. Star Valley, but it goes right to the foot of Jamie Perez. Perez double team, trying to work through it and cannot. Ball saved and headed the other way. Back forward is Braden Hills. And reverses course immediately. Little midfield play. Jackson threatened. They got an early goal to take a 1-0 lead, which I need to put on the board. I forgot about that. There we go. Star Valley had one early opportunity, but nothing much. It's been a lot of Broncs. Star Valley bring it up far side. Little bit of room, looking for a winger. That goal ball never got through. Good defensive play there, and I'll try to get a number, but looking for that right wing, Star Valley, and he might have had a step on the defense, but it just never got through. It was knocked down on that far side. Now trouble in the top of the box. Near side rolling out of bounds. Yes, and that's going to be off the foot of, they'll say, last touch by the Broncs off of Carvin Barristan, the freshman. Throwing was headed towards Edie Wetzler. Wetzler, header, can't get really his head on it. And then Bailey Colgren works it to the middle of the field. Jackson with it now, Jamie Perez. Perez trying to cross one to the center, but right there is Tate Lawson to swallow it up. He saw that all the way. Jackson really didn't have anybody in the box there. A good idea by Jamie Perez. Just nobody on the receiving end except for Lawson, the goalkeeper for Star Valley. Walking right down the middle with his Braden Hills. And he hands it over to Smock. Jensen Smock on that far side. Trying to create some time and space, but he's hassled immediately. Now works to the middle of the field. Here's an opportunity. At a pass instead of a shot, I thought we'd get one. There it is. It's in. Johan Garcia. He had the initial shot, didn't take it, made a pass, got it right back, a give and go, and did not miss with that one. Put it in with a left foot, and it's 2-0 Jackson. Johan Garcia. That is his third on the season by our count. And Jackson has an early 2-0 lead here with 32 minutes to go in the first half. So the Bronx wasting no time on senior night, striking twice. A goal from Jensen Smock and a goal from Johan Garcia has Jackson in the lead. Ball in the midfield, worked ahead by Mikkel Merritt. He's looking. Braden Hill is going to get there first with his speed. He is so speedy. The opportunity was there for Bailey Colgrim, the junior, but he just could not outrace Braden Hills. Colgrim will inbounds here as his throw-in goes right to Kason Hatterley. But now coming up the other way, stolen away by Jamie Perez. Perez is going to walk into the middle. Finally picked up. Perez is going to wait for numbers here, and he does get some help, and down goes Jared Perez Pluma. He gets knocked down, and that will draw the whistle. Free kick coming for Jackson. They'll tap it far side. Jensen Smock on that left wing. Smock is going to walk into the middle. Nice pass over there on the far side to Perez. Try to give it back to Smock, but it didn't get there. And a good job defensively. Try to figure out who that Braves player is. Good job, though, to deny that pass back to Smock. That was another give and go, just like the goal from Garcia. They were trying to work it there to Smock, but that was denied. Star Valley with a little pressure, but Gavin Keelan scoops it up and will put a foot to this one. That was Gabe Peterson, by the way, the senior, who broke up that pass intended for Smock. That had goal written all over it, but a good job by Peterson to make the good defensive play. Perez with it now. Jamie Perez gives it back to Oliver Kimmel, works it into the middle of the field, and that looks like Owen Smith. It is, and that ball's out of bounds across the end line, across the goal line. Smith reminds me a little bit of Teddy Oppler, maybe because they're both short guys. Owen Smith, the sophomore, playing midfield. He has one goal on the season for 2 total points. Here comes the goal kick here for Star Valley. It'd be Gabe Peterson doing the duty, the senior. Tees it up, takes a look at the field, and see where he tries to go with this one. He's just going to go deep with it, midfield. And it'll be grabbed there by, I believe, Perez. Works it to Owen Smith. Smith still with the ball on his feet. Tries to center, looking for Smock, but that was denied. And again, Peterson was there. Boy, if not for the defensive play of Peterson, Smock might have 2 more goals, and there's Jensen Smock, and he did it all by himself. This time, Peterson could not catch him, but he tried. Jensen Smock with his second of the game, his 15th of the season to lead all goal scorers for Jackson, and it's a 3-0 Jackson Bronx lead. Jensen Smock, it's just too much Smock there. Peterson had denied him a pass, and somehow Smock got it back, and in the net it was. The 3rd goal to get by Tate Lawson. Star Valley with it now. Worked ahead by Camel Bueller. And a whistle. It'll be a free kick coming up for Star Valley. A couple of substitutions. Wetzler is in there for the Jackson Bronx. I don't think we saw him earlier. And we get our Munoz in there also for the Bronx, the senior. And we do get our first look at Teddy Oppler in the middle of the field. So Teddy back out there. It's been a long season for Oppler. One of Jackson's better players. Teddy, the junior, has been off the pitch all year long. Here's Teddy with it now. Midfield, he's being hounded by Kason Hatterley. And finally gives back, and there's 2 players hit the deck. No call. They're going to let them play on that right side out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming here for the Star Valley Braves at about the 20-yard line. Jackson has controlled the play for the most part. Gavin Keelan has not had to do too much. Here's the throw-in, and the header rejected, and turning it the other way for the Bronx is, not sure who that is, but I'll keep an eye on a number. Meanwhile, up ahead to Teddy Oppler on that left wing. Oppler works it right in the middle of the field. Shot, and what a save by Lawson. What a pass by Oppler. Teddy put it right on a tee to Jamie Perez, who fired, and if not for Tate Lawson going up over his head, that would have been the fourth goal of the game for Jackson. What a beautiful pass from Oppler. Oppler now gives it to Adie Wetzler. Wetzler walks it to the middle, hands it off to Oliver Kimmel. Now back to Teddy Oppler. Oppler taking his time, looking to center. Wanted Perez Pluma. It didn't get there. It was off the foot of a Star Valley player. And the pass never materialized. Jackson still pressuring, though, trying to get it back into the 18. Oppler tracks it down on the bottom of your screen. Works it back to Braden Hills, who finds a wide open Johan Garcia. He had a nice left-footed goal earlier. Gives it to Smock. Smock, he'll hand it off to Jared Perez Pluma. Perez Pluma, left side. Trying to get it back to Garcia. Garcia will have to track it down. Jackson, all kinds of pressure here in the Star Valley 1/3. They've been down on this end of the field a bunch here in the first half. We've got 26 and a half minutes to play in the opening frame. Jackson already up 3-0. Jackson throwing, or is it a corner kick? Look, it's going to be a corner kick, so both teams will set up for this. And they're just going to pass it into Teddy, who lets it go right through to a player behind him. Nice shifty move there by Oppler. Off the foot of Adie Wetzler. He thought about a shot there, but getting over quickly for Star Valley to deny the shot was Cooper McClure. Came out of nowhere, and Wetzler couldn't get off a clean shot. That goes across the goal line, though. It'll be another corner kick coming up for Jackson, this time on the near side, and this time it'll be Wetzler to take it. As Jackson sets up the play, Wetzler says, here it comes. Boots one into the middle, and Oppler just missed. Teddy, had he been playing all season, might have been a little more accurate with that. He didn't miss by much. Kept it low and hard and headed for the near post. And just another couple of feet left. That would have been in. But a good set play. Another corner kick. Header, that just missed as well. And Jackson getting opportunities off these corner kicks. Tracking it down as Wetzler gets it back to Braden Hills, works it to the middle. Off the foot of Jamie Perez, far side now. Is it? No, they're going to keep it in the middle, looking for Teddy Oppler, and he's rejected. Star Valley going to bring it the other way. See if they can get something going in transition as they work it to Cason Hatterley. And he just fires it all the way ahead until goes off the head of a number 4, and I don't have a 4. Somebody new on me for the Jackson Bronx. Meanwhile, a couple of substitutions. Bailey Calgren comes out of the game, the junior for Star Valley. He is replaced. Jensen Smock with it now for Jackson. And they're going to say out of bounds. It'll be a throw in Star Valley. Star Valley Braves throw in coming from Cason Hatterley. Fires a long one, but it's headed in the other direction by Braden Hills. And up with it is Jackson. A number 14 who I also do not have on my score sheet. We'll have to rectify that. A couple of players I can't identify out there for Jackson. 14 and 4. And here is 14 with it on the right wing, but it's stolen away by Star Valley's Bueller. Oh, nice pass there for Wetzler, looking for Oppler in the box. Oppler's there, bad angle shot. No, he's going to pass. Smock on the other end, fires it just wide. Pass was not intended for Jensen Smock. I think Teddy was looking for Wetzler, but it went right past him, right to the foot of Smock, who fired one just wide. And another golden opportunity for Jackson. They've struck 3 times, so this one could easily be 5-0. 3-0 Jackson with just under 23 to go. Goal kick coming from Star Valley, and it's headed the other direction by Edie Wetzler. Now Bueller with it for Star Valley, works it back off the foot and out of bounds of Cooper McClure. Jackson throwing, Braden Hills over to number 4, his defense mate. Do not know who that is. I'll find out at the half who some of these players are that are not on my roster. It happens often in soccer. There's always numbers of players that are just not on my roster that are often call-ups from the JV. Braden Hills with it now for Jackson. Works a nice pass in the middle to Johan Garcia, but that's off his foot. Braden Hills in the middle, far side. Not much cooking here for Jackson as Teddy Oppler. I guess it's good to see him in action, trying to get him up to game speed. Teddy, if he missed earlier, has been missed the entire season with injury. Shot on goal right there into the hands of Lawson as Tate was ready for that off the foot of 14, who I don't know who that is. Star Valley trying to come the other way with it. This is Garcia back to Hills, and now Gavin Keelan will step up from his goalkeeper position to turn it the other way. Star Valley on the attack, though. Work near side to Bueller. Now he lost the handle coming the other way. It's Jackson on the move and out of bounds just off the foot of Angel Garcia, the junior. Is he kind of smiling, saying, yeah, I knew I messed that up. Good pass. He got the pass from Wetzler. Here's the throw-in. Goes off the chest of Charlie Sessions for Star Valley and out of bounds. It'll be a Jackson throw-in here to be taken by Garcia. Garcia asks the ball boy for a new ball. Now looks around. Who's it going to throw to? Just an easy toss to the mysterious 14. Now to Teddy Oppler. Oppler works it back to Johan Garcia. Now to 14. He gets it taken away. Bueller will send it the other way. Passes to Allred, and now stepping in and stealing it is 14 for the Bronx. Wherever he is, he's making the most of his minutes as he's 14 is hassling Case and Hatterley now. And now a pass intended far side for Caden Roberts. Never connected. That goes out of bounds. Bronx throw-in. Good idea. Roberts was loose there, the junior, streaking down the right side, but it was just too far out in front of him. Play on that far side in front of the Star Valley bench now as Jackson right at midfield. Back to Johan Garcia looking for Oppler in the middle. Teddy has it. And, boy, they don't give him much time. He was hassled by Peterson immediately. Gabe Peterson has been very good on defense for Star Valley. And that bump with Teddy, though, was a little too much for the refs. It'll be a free kick for Jackson. Goes right to Teddy Oppler. He's dangerous here in the box. Oppler working far side. Peterson with him. So is Jaden Crook. He was double teamed. Number 7 going to see a lot of attention from Star Valley. They're familiar with what Teddy Oppler can do. Anytime he's got the ball and his foot in the box, he's going to see at least 2 Braves with him. Corner kick coming up here for Jackson. They often do not opt to put a ball in the box, I notice. Many times with the corner kick, they're going to do what they're going to do right here, and that's make the short pass. I forget what they call this in soccer. Coach Holscher told me once. No, maybe not. Now Oppler leaves, and they will boot it into the box. So they did just what I said they wouldn't. And dangerous moment there, but Lawson comes out and grabs it because right there to knock one in, that would have been a gimme, was I believe Angel Garcia. As he was right there and now knocking on the door. That would have been an easy goal. Far side now, that's Nico Zampa with it for Jackson. Zampa goes back, all the way back now to number 19, Angel Garcia. Works it up ahead to Kyron Beristan, who's having a really good season as a freshman, reminding you of the kind of season Oppler had not long ago as a freshman. Beristan's been super good, leads his team in assists. Near side, that ball's for Wetzler. Wetzler try to work his way into the middle. Now turned back and now stolen away. Peterson momentarily, though. Oppler gets it back. Teddy working right side, looking for a cross here. There it is, and he can't find anybody home. Good job by Oppler turning on the Jets and making a nice crossing pass. Johan Garcia works it far side now, and a boom right at Lawson. That one taken, I believe, by Munoz, but I can't see the number. Sorry, no, that shot was taken by Zampa. Nico Zampa. It was a good shot, but right at Lawson. And he didn't have to move. This one all the way back to Gavin Keelan. He'll play it with his foot and now make an easy pass to Garcia, who gives it back to Keelan and now worked up to midfield. We got 16:45 to go in the first. Jackson up 3-0. Near side here to Bueller. Bueller works it back to teammate Charlie Sessions. Now to Des Jenkins. And coming the other way, it's Jackson. Taking it all by himself, I believe. I'm not sure who that is. The goal ball looking for Kyron Beristan, but it never materialized. Johan Garcia with it now. Works it far side to Zampa. Nico Zampa just had that shot on goal minutes ago. Now Oppler. Oppler out at the 30-yard line. His pass picked off is getting a good look at that. And making the intercept was Charlie Sessions for Star Valley. Centering try there, crossing try there by Owen Smith, and that's off a defender. I believe that went off Brandon Beck, the senior for Star Valley. That opportunity never materialized and across the goal line, so it'll still be Brock's ball with a chance for a set piece here as the corner kick coming. And it's to Oppler, and he'll fire a shot, and he didn't get it off well. I don't know if a Star Valley player got a piece of that or Teddy just misfired, but he tried to blast one from the 25 yards out and just never happened. This is Jesus Allred for Star Valley being hassled by Hills, and what a nice play. Braden Hills just steps in and knocks it out of bounds. A good, aggressive defensive play, and Hills has been so solid back there. He did it last year, and he's been a solid D-man this year, the junior, with a beautiful play. Star Valley making some changes here, and Jackson setting up the defense as a corner kick coming with 14.5 to go in the first half here. Senior night for Jackson, final regular season game here at the Willie T. Mack. Jackson will finish the season tomorrow at Riverton. There's the corner kick, headed out of danger and score. Oh my, we'll see who that was for Star Valley. The ball was headed by Jackson, unfortunately headed right to a Star Valley player, and I'm still waiting to get a number who headed it in. And that is Christoph Bueller, the freshman. Christoph Bueller with a goal to make it 3-1. So hold on. We got a game. Unfortunate for Jackson, they played it well as that corner kick went off the head. I didn't see off the head of who, but off the head of a Jackson player and straight to Bueller, the freshman for Star Valley, who simply headed it in. The one-timer header went right in the net. Gavin Keelan not able to stop it, and it's 3-1, a 2-goal game now as Owen Smith has the ball knocked away out of bounds. Jackson throw in here by Oliver Kimmel. See if the Bronx can get that one back as they are pressing. Pressure here from Wetzler. Wetzler all over his man, Bailey Colgren. And again, knocked out of bounds. Another throw-in coming here for Oliver Kimmel. Jackson stunned a little bit with that corner kick header in, and Star Valley suddenly has life as Gabe Peterson working it far side up that right side. Now back to the defense and back up ahead. Little pitch and catch. Peterson bumps there with Teddy Oppler, almost out of bounds. Oppler saves it, works a pass, beautiful. And now Jackson might have numbers, but Star Valley gets back quickly as, boy, what a workmanlike effort there from Jamie Perez as he tried to beat one guy, two guys, three guys, and almost did until he finally lost the handle. Dangerous moment there for a moment for Star Valley. Garcia works it back to Braden Hills. Hills near side to Oliver Kimmel. Kimmel works the right side. Looking for a cross. There it is. And, it did get off the foot of Smith, but somehow kind of pinballed its way to Tate Lawson, who gobbles it up. But a good idea. I didn't think that cross had a chance of getting anywhere, and it did find the foot of Owen Smith, who did get a decent shot off the sophomore and almost had Jackson's third goal. Here comes Star Valley, and that pressure up the far side turned away. Garcia, a little chip pass to Oliver Kimmel, who turns it up to Wetzel. But right there ahead of Wetzel is Kai Hendricks. Header, Jackson, Wetzel again, looks for Oppler, good goal ball. Teddy's going to get to it, but he's covered well by Peterson. Peterson has been all over Oppler. He's been the best Star Valley defender this afternoon. Look out, trouble in the box, and again, Star Valley is able to calm it for a moment, and now a whistle. Well, I thought we'd have a chance there for Barristan, but the whistle, it'll be a Star Valley free kick right up and turned the other way by Jackson. Oppler has it for a moment. Teddy back to Barristan. Now back to Johan Garcia. Garcia, boy, he's got a lot of time and space. Makes a nice pass ahead to Smith, who can't do much with it, and it'll go all the way to Lawson, the goalkeeper. He'll scoop it up and put a toe to it here. Kick to midfield. Nobody there but Kai Hendricks, who heads it in the direction of Gavin Keelan, and Gavin Keelan calmly scoops that up. With 11 minutes to go, Jackson enjoying a 3-1 lead here. First half, senior night, Jackson at the Willie T. Mack. Last time we'll be here this season. Bittersweet for the seniors for sure. Here's Oppler. He did not start the game, but he's played a bunch of minutes here in the first half after being out all season long with injuries. Looked pretty good. Here's Owen Smith. He gets that play broken up by Brandon Beck, Star Valley. Now, again, Johan Garcia to Barristan. Barristan going to try it all by himself and almost got by Mikkel Merritt, but not quite Merritt. Broke that up. Garcia again. Johan Garcia has one of the three goals for Jackson. Works it far side. Jensen Smock just kind of hiding over there on that far left wing, hoping that Star Valley forgets about him. He got the game's first goal. And a whistle here. Jackson free kick coming from about 45 yards out. There it is. Just going to be a pass to Smock. Jensen. He tried in the middle of Teddy Oppler with a tough header, and that had a better chance than I thought it would have. Teddy with a no-look behind the back header, and that did get on goal with a lot more power than I thought it would. Kai Hendricks was there for Star Valley. Now a foot race. Look out. That's won by Christoph Bueller, who outran a Bronx defender and got a decent shot up, but he went wide. Keelan was ready for it, but good speed there. And note that the freshman for Star Valley, Christoph Bueller, who has the goal for Star Valley, just showing the speed there. He turned on the Jets. And I would keep a close eye on number 20 of Star Valley if I were Jackson. That kid looks dangerous. Corner kick coming for Star Valley. Gavin Keelan pokes it away. Good job as he went skyward, his 6'5" frame, and just batted that ball out of trouble. Ball across the end line. This might be another corner kick coming now far side. To take it is Mikkel Merritt. It will be another kick. And this set piece is Star Valley's look dangerous. Keep an eye as they don't tip their hand. They got all the players bunched in the box. Now they all make a break for it. The kick right through the wickets of a Bronx player and right to the foot of Cooper McClure. But his shot is turned away by Jackson, and here come the Bronx. So threatening moments there by Star Valley as Gavin Keelan boots one to midfield. And it's to Barristan for Jackson, looking for Smock, who one touches it in the middle of the field to Munoz. I think that's Munoz. So it's a 16, and wouldn't you know I don't have a 16. The other little goal ball there for Smock. He's in a foot race with Gabe Peterson, and nobody's going to win that. It goes across the goal line. Last touched by Jackson, so Star Valley will throw in. It'll be Gabe Peterson, who has looked really good defensively. More changes here for Star Valley. There's the throw in on that far side. Jackson trying to get possession. Good battle there by Star Valley. Now it comes to the Bronx. And Teddy Oppler, yeah, he's out. That 16 replaced him. So Teddy is, as we said, on a pitch count, limited duty for him today as he's coming back from injury. Near side, working the ball is Oliver Kimmel. Kimmel denied as he ran into a 1-on-3 defense. Here's Braden Hills. We know he can bang it. He does, and it's in. Braden Hills, and Tate Lawson wants that one back. That just squirted right from underneath him. Braden Hills, who does the place kicking for the football team. We know he's got a leg. Just bangs one in from distance, and that one probably should have never gone in, but the junior Hills has his 6th of the season. And Jackson has that 3-goal lead back. 4-1 now, the Jackson Bronx. Boy, you could just see that coming. Braden Hills wanted it. He was so far up at the top of the box from his defense position, which he will do. Braden Hills will gamble, and I'm sure Coach Holscher is all for it. He has such a leg, and now Hills looks like he's going to come out here for a replacement. Maybe not, as both teams talk. Oh, we have an injury here. Peterson helping the goalie off. I can't tell who's helping who, and Lawson might have hurt himself on that play. The shot was a good, hard, low shot from Hills, as you probably saw on YouTube, and Lawson went down to make the play, and it just somehow squirted right underneath and through him for the goal. And that is Lawson, who's trying to shake it off. Looks to be a right ankle. And the backup goalie for Star Valley would be Andrew Taylor. I would believe it would be Taylor that we see, but these goaltenders don't have numbers ordinarily. They're usually wearing, let's see if that's Taylor. Lawson, much taller, the freshman. Taylor is the sophomore. Neither of these kids, they're both underclassmen. That it is Andrew Taylor. So Taylor in goal now by necessity, is Lawson dealing with looked to be some kind of an ankle issue. Might have turned his ankle. Maybe that's why the ball went through, because it looked like a shot that Lawson was going to easily smother. And it got right through him, and maybe that's because going down he turned his ankle. Anyway, Braden Hills has the goal. Jackson has the 4-1 lead, and we got 7 minutes to play in the first. Here's Star Valley's Merritt. Works it over to Jesus Allred, who gets it to Bueller. That's the other Bueller, Camille Bueller, the senior. Meanwhile, what I will assume is his younger brother has the lone goal for Star Valley on a beautiful header off a corner kick. Six and a half to go. Star Valley free kick coming off the foot of Mikkel Merritt, the senior. Merritt looks things over. Both teams getting their chess pieces in place. And McCarrett will fire. Booms one. That's a good shot on goal, and Keelan will go get it. Gavin, that's a pretty good free kick from 50 yards out on goal and right on the mark. Gavin Keelan forced to make the save. Here's a goal ball looking for Jackson's Jamie Perez, and he was in a foot race and did not win it. Good speed there on the back end for Star Valley. It's Cooper McClure, I believe, yes, who was stride for stride with Perez and would not let him have an opportunity there. Boy, he's got some wheels, Cooper McClure, the sophomore. Jackson, it's going to be Jamie Perez. His header goes by the goal line. That'll be a goal kick coming up for Star Valley. Jackson has done most of the pressuring, but Star Valley has had their moments and their opportunities. There's the kick coming from the goalkeeper. The backup goalkeeper in now for Star Valley, Andrew Taylor. Star Valley trying to get some offense going. Good move there by Cason Hatterley, but it's rejected by Braden Hills. Boy, he's been steady. Hill's not afraid to step up, but he's left his position open, but no harm done. It was covered well by Angel Garcia and rolls all the way to the goalkeeper, Gavin Keelan, who bangs it the other way. Just under 5 to go. Jackson in the lead. I love the way Braden Hills will gamble if it's there, and I love the way his teammates pick him up. There's Barristan. What a move behind Braden. Back and ankle breaker. Now finds a wide open player in the middle. Gets it back. The give and go, but Barristan can't do anything with it. And you see a little bit of what has Kyram Barristan, the leading assist man for Jackson. Boy, that freshman can really groove it. Nice sliding play there by the backup goaltender as he was being pressured. Andrew Taylor, and he's taken no chances, came well out to make that play. Coming the other way for Star Valley. Jackson has good numbers, no pressure, and Keelan scoops it up despite a nice run on that far side by, I believe, Allred, who was trying to make something happen. Keelan sends it all the way to midfield with a kick. Pinballs around there until Jaden Krupp for Star Valley sends it right back to midfield. Nice move there. Wide open Braden Hills. And again, Hills steps up from his D-man. Hills, was he going to shoot? No, he tries to center one, and that never got through. Boy, Braden Hills is having a game. Really nice pressure there from Hills. Here's Barristan. He's tricky. He crosses field all the way on the far side to 16. Don't have a name for that number, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. Jaden Crook will take it for Star Valley. Down to the final 3:20 to go in the first half. Jackson has cruised to a 4-1 lead. Never really threatened, although Star Valley off a corner kick was able to get a goal to make it 3-1 momentarily, but Jackson enjoying that 3-goal lead right now. Brooks working it, top of the box, looking for an opportunity as Munoz had it momentarily. Now Star Valley with it. Jesus Allred. Jesus cannot save it from going out of bounds. Jackson ball. Throw-in coming from Kimmel. Oliver Kimmel gets it to Braden Hills. Hills hassled there by Bueller, the older Bueller, the senior, and now knocked out of bounds. Contact there at a whistle. And that's Braden Hills, who got banged up, tied up with Cooper McClure. It's going to be on Star Valley. Free kick coming for Jackson, about 40 yards out, 50 yards out. Kimmel just puts a foot to it in the middle of the box, and look out, what a shot, and what a save by Taylor. Barristan, point blank, tested Andrew Taylor, and he was there. Boy, Barristan says, I should have gone somewhere else with it, a corner, left corner, right corner, but he went right at Taylor, who turns it aside. A golden opportunity for Barristan. Bueller with it now for Star Valley. He gets a shot off, but it's right at Gavin Keelan, who has no trouble with it. Under 2 to go, and chances at both ends, as both teams trying to pick up the offense here as the first half comes to a close. Bueller tracking it down for Star Valley. Can't find it, and instead it's Peterson. He's plays very physical there with Jamie Perez. Those two really battling. And it'll go out of bounds for Star Valley. It'll be a free kick, actually. They're going to say Jamie Perez was a little too aggressive. Here's Peterson with a free kick on his side of the 50. Sends one to the middle of the field. That's headed into the box. Keelan has to get the one-hopper, and does. And that turned into way more trouble than you thought it was going to be. Down to the final minute now. Near side, out of bounds off of Allred last for Star Valley, so a throw in. Jackson. They hurry up here. They know the clock's ticking. Kimmel works it ahead. Tried to find Barristan. That's out of bounds. And again, it'll be Jackson ball. Throw in from Kimmel. Kimmel, top of the box to 14, who I don't have, and back to number 4, who I also don't have. Over to Garcia. Garcia, his pass intercepted. Star Valley coming the other way. His time ticking down to the final 30 seconds. Up ahead to Bueller, near side. Bueller being watched by number 4. His pass didn't get there, and 4 calmly sends it back the other way. Looking for Beristan, who might almost got by the defense, but a good last gasp play there by Cooper McClure, who knocks it out of bounds intentionally. Beristan with it again. Not much time. He's got to fire one. He does. Left footer off the hands of Taylor, and he pulls it in. Andrew Taylor bobbled it for a moment. The kick from Beristan, good left-footed kick, and that had some angle. That had some bend on it, kind of an air bender, but Taylor was right there, and he's been called into duty because of the injury to Lawson. But a nice save by Taylor. He's made two or three good plays to end the half, so a good job by your backup goalkeeper. And that's how the half will end after one half of play. It's Jackson 4, Star Valley 1. You're enjoying Brock Soccer on Jackson Hole Radio Network, the SVI Sports Network, and the MyLocalRadio.com in Evanston. We'll be right back with the halftime show.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager?
True lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senko, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
We're back here at the Willie T. Mac. Jackson enjoying a 4-1 lead over the Star Valley Braves. And a big thank you to some of the Star Valley fans here who have informed me on what's going on in goal. That is not Andrew Taylor, by the way, in goal. Andrew Taylor, goalkeeper for the JV team, from what I understand, he's hurt as well. So Tate Lawson had to leave the game with an injury. It looked to be an ankle injury. And Derek Astle is in goal, and he has looked pretty darn good. And if Jackson keeps it up, Derek's going to be a real busy guy in net for the Star Valley Braves. He's looked really good in relief of Lawson. So Derek Astle in goal for Star Valley because of the injury to Lawson. Meanwhile, Jackson's kind of had their way with Star Valley, certainly owning the majority of play, owning possession time. But Star Valley has had their chances as well. The Braves scoring their lone goal off the header of the freshman, Christoph Bueller. It was a corner kick that went off the head of a Bronx player and then right to Bueller, the freshman on the far post. Simply one-timed it off his head right into the net for Star Valley's lone goal. Meanwhile, for the Jackson Bronx, they got started with a goal from Jensen Smock, his team leading 14th of the season. That was followed for Jackson by a goal from, if I can get my records right, I believe Owen Smith also tallied for the Jackson Bronx. And Jared Perez Pluma, I think, was our third goal scorer, and then that fourth goal coming off the foot of Braden Hills, who banged one right through Lawson, and that was the last we saw of Lawson in net for Star Valley. So Jackson doing a good job spreading the scoring. That's good news. Other good news for the Jackson Bronx. We've gotten our first look at Teddy Oppler this season. Our first look, actually, Teddy saw some playing time 2 nights ago on Tuesday. And with limited time. Not sure how much more we'll see of Oppler. I know Coach Holscher wants to get him ease his way back into the season. He's missed the entire season with injury, and they sorely need Teddy Oppler, and they would love to have him going at 100% for regionals, but still got, not a meaningless game here tonight on senior night, but certainly not as important as a regional game would be. Teddy on limited minutes today. Probably tomorrow when the team travels to Riverton, it'll be more of the same. You'll see Teddy in a limited fashion. Then it's all out for regionals when we get there, as we are just a couple of minutes away from kicking off this second half. And mostly the Bronx is, they won the earlier contest down in Afton between these two teams and look to complete the regular season sweep. That was Barristan, I believe, actually, with that third goal, not Perez Pluma. So I think I have as goal scorers for Jackson, Jensen Smock, Johan Garcia, Kyram Barristan, and Braden Hills. I believe those are the 4 goal scorers, if I have it right. So we'll be right back here for the kick in the second half. You're enjoying Bronx Soccer on Home of the Bronx, Jackson Hole Radio, the SVI Sports Network, and mylocalradio.com.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough.
Back to the Willie T. Mack, getting ready to start this second half. Jackson with a 4-1 lead. Look to be in command of this one. Teddy Oppler is out there for the Jackson Bronx. Earlier today on senior night, if you weren't with us, the Lady Bronx dispatched the Star Valley Lady Braves fairly easily. 5-0 in that one, and a big thank you to Phoebe Alvarosa for sitting in with us. One of the Jackson Hole Lady Bronx greats of all time, and she's just 1 year out of the game. She's playing D3 soccer in Minneapolis, she told us, but good luck to Phoebe. She was one of the best I've ever seen play on this pitch, and it was so cool to have her sit in with us. I have no help for this boys game, and I surely need it. Soccer is not my top sport, that's for sure. We get ready to kick this one off in the second half. Jackson enjoying a 4-1 lead. Teddy Oppler is out there along with Jensen Smock, so that front line looking pretty stout for the Bronx. We'll see if they can cash in here with an early goal. We'll switch sides. Jackson moving right to left on your YouTube dial in their home blacks. Star Valley in their road whites trimmed in crimson moving left to right as Teddy gets ready to put toe to this, and we'll start the second half. I thought I had a clock on my video production software, but apparently I don't. So you'll just have to take my word for it what the time is at. But we do have a fresh 40. That's easy enough. And we're ready to get underway. Jackson trying to complete the sweep of the arch rival Star Valley Braves in the regular season before we move on to the season closer against Riverton tomorrow on the road. Johan Garcia works that far side, and Braden Hills bangs one ahead looking for Barristan. As Jackson trying to apply pressure here in the second half. Boy, some wiggling around by Wetzel. He's a slippery guy, that Addie Wetzel, the sophomore. Ball goes out of bounds off Star Valley. Wetzel will throw in here, looking for in the middle. Now all the way to the back line, Braden Hills. Hills stepped up and almost out of position, but saved there by Irvin Condi. That's number 4. I did learn that much. There's a goal ball for Oppler, and he's marked closely by Peterson. Those two seen a lot of each other. Peterson has been really, really good for Star Valley on the back end. Johan Garcia tries to get around his man Colgren, can't do it. Now it's off the foot of Barristan, looking right in the middle for Oppler. Teddy, and again Peterson in his back pocket, and the ball goes to Owen Smith, who works it back to Condi, Irvin Condi, to Jamie Perez. Perez right here at the bottom of your screen. Back to Condi. Now up ahead to Wetzel, now to Perez. Sorry, that's not Wetzel, that's Smock. Perez sends the ball in the middle to Oppler, who wanted nothing to do with that. Peterson's head. Peterson headed that. Teddy thought about heading it, and then the last minute, Teddy said, I don't think so. Gabe Peterson, a much bigger player, the senior one, standing next to Oppler, and Teddy made a wise choice to live another day. That ball headed by Star Valley's Caden Roberts, and a whole lot of nothing going on now. Smock gives it away to Kason Hatterley. Going the other way, here comes Star Valley. Over to get it is Condi, though, and makes a nice pass to Perez. Gets it right back, give and go, and now center to Smith. Smith works it back to Braden Hills, and Jackson will reset. Hills going to play it all the way back to Gavin Keelan just to make sure Gavin's staying awake. He is, and Gavin surveys the field. He'll pass it to Condi. Urban Condi being watched by Caden Roberts. Now up ahead, little foot race there, and it's Perez, Jamie Perez. He wants a goal ball, beautiful, and this will be a point blank but offsides. Oh boy, as Jared Perez Pluma, what a beautiful pass from Jamie Perez. Fired a goal ball in there, but it's offsides, and a good thing for Star Valley because Perez Pluma did put it in the net, and I think Astley wasn't playing it anyway. Astle just offsides, or Jackson would have had another goal. Far side, Wetzel, that's going to get out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for Star Valley here. Close shave there for the Braves. They escaped danger. There's a throw into Mikel Merritt. Merritt lost the handle to Perez Pluma. Now a player down and a whistle is Owen Smith. And it'll be a free kick from Jackson's own 30-yard line taken by Braden Hills. He's got the foot to get it down there. He does. Looking for Oppler or Smock. Smock racing along with Jaden Crook. And Crook makes sure Smock doesn't do anything for the time being. Now back to Perez. Jamie wiggles away from his man. That's Roberts. Centers to Smith. Owen Smith, top of the box. Walks it into the box. Now Oppler lost the handle. Fight for it. Goes loose to Smith. And the whole mess is cleared up by Star Valley with a kick out here to midfield. Well, looked dangerous for a moment. Here come the Braves. Jesus Allred tries the center. Rejected by Jackson. That was Johan Garcia. Now here's an opportunity on the far side, and a good play there. Keelan scoops it up on an opportunity for Christoph Bueller, and that guy has been all over the pitch. He has Star Valley's lone goal. He's got a ton of speed, and he showed it there again as Bueller almost was able to walk in on goal, but Gavin Keelan came out to take it away. So 2 bright spots for the Star Valley Braves. The defense of Peterson and Bueller on offense has been good. There's a shot just sails over the crossbar off the foot of Jamie Perez, I believe. No, sorry, Perez on this near side. That's got to be Jared Perez Pluma, the senior, who sailed one over the crossbar. No harm done. 35 minutes to go. 5 minutes gone here in the second half. Jamie Perez heads one to Smock, but he can't get it. It's instead taken by Crooks, now out of bounds. Jackson throwing. Smock will do the duty. Looks around, throws into Perez. Jamie settles it down, gets away from Jesus Allred. Now back to Condi. Condi works it ahead to Oppler. Teddy watched closely by Peterson. He just cannot get away from that guy. Teddy pass to Smith. Smith wants to give it right back to him, and it almost worked, but Peterson was right there, and the pass was offline. Goes all the way to Astle, who pounds it to midfield. Battling there for it. Condi for Jackson. Heads one up to Owen Smith. Owen. Midfield gets it to Perez. Jamie Perez got some room here. Going to take it himself. Look out from behind is Caden Roberts and takes it away. I don't think Perez ever saw him. There's a shot on goal, goes wide. And again, it's Perez Pluma who bangs one just wide of that far post. Astle did not have to play it. And a goal kick coming here, or is that going to be, no, a corner kick for Jackson. It'll be taken by Jensen Smock here in the near corner. Smock just going to pass it to Perez. Perez, pitch and catch with Smock. Back to Perez. Now Smock again, and that's knocked out of bounds past the end line, goal line. So another corner kick coming here for Jackson. Perez will take it this time, it looks like. Jackson, as we said, do not often send, no, it's going to be Smock taking it. Jackson does not often send a ball into the box on these corner kicks. They will here, though. And a beautiful kick for Smock looking far side, and the header is scooped up by Astle. Good play. It looked like Owen Smith got a head on that. And Astle with a good play. He has been really good in relief of Lawson. Battle for the ball down here is Allred. And now it goes to the foot of Caden Roberts. Roberts looking for Allred. Jesus, and a nice slide tackle by Braden Hills. How good has he been on defense? Allred was looking to get loose in the middle, and Hills just got all ball and a little bit of Allred. But Braden is so solid on that back end. Jackson with it now. It's Johan Garcia trying to get by his man. Pass Garcia, give and go. Back to him, but it never materialized. Roberts sends it the other way for Star Valley. Now it's Condi. Condi, midfield. Nice one-touch pass by Garcia to Perez. Jamie Perez on this near side foot race. Caden Roberts. Perez can't get past him. He'll try centering to Owen Smith. A lot of room they're giving Owen. And now Owen gets it back from Oppler. Owen Smith, and it just goes wide. That's off the hand of Astle. What a play. Star Valley is so worried about Teddy Oppler that they allowed Owen Smith to virtually walk in alone. Owen made a pass to Teddy. Everyone on Star Valley went for number 7 in black, and Teddy was able to get the ball right back in a give and go to Smith, who walked right in on Astle, and Derek made a heck of a save. Boy, how good has Derek Astle, the senior, been? Called on emergency duty in goal, and he's saved a couple of beauties. Star Valley sent it the other way. Tracking it down is Jamie Perez coming after it. Perez hassled there by Kason Hatterley, out of bounds. It'll be Jackson throwing. They're going to say it went off Hatterley. No, they're going to give a free kick here. They're going to say Hatterley must have done something wrong. Free kick into Smith. Owen Smith to Braden Hills. Back to Condi. Condi to Perez near side. He felt pressure from Caden Roberts, who stepped up to it. Now up to Teddy Oppler. Oppler working some magic. Peterson with him every step of the way. And now coming over to help is Mikkel Merritt. Down goes Teddy, and Star Valley steals it. And don't think the Braves don't know the danger that Teddy Oppler presents. Owen Smith, Jackson's got numbers, but it's turned the other way, and a nice defensive play by Brandon Beck. As Owen Smith again applying pressure for Jackson. Teddy Oppler is alone in the box. Teddy, bad angle shot, looking far post, can't get it. He's off the mark. Astle had it well played. Teddy didn't have much. He had a terrible angle on it. He was in so deep on this near side. He was looking far post and just whistled it wide. Jackson with pressure here and all kinds of chances. 30 minutes to play. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Bronx up 4-1, and you get the feeling the Braves are just hanging on right now. Missing their starting goalkeeper and struggling to find offense if it doesn't come from number 20, Christoph Bueller. Here comes Star Valley trying to turn it the other way, but Owen Smith gets the loose change at about the 35-yard line. Now they send it all the way back to Braden Hills and reset. Braden with it at his own 35 to Condi. Back to Braden. Hills takes a look. Applying token pressure is all red. Braden, far side to, believe that's Smock. It's hard to see numbers on that far side. Teddy Oppler trying to chase down that loose ball. Star Valley coming the other way with it. Now a big high kick into center. It's Owen Smith with it. Condi, a chance there for Allred, was trying to shake loose, but Condi got back. He's done a good job. Irvin Condi on the back line has played a lot of minutes, and I did not have him on a roster. He's up from the JV team. He's a sophomore, and he has looked really solid as Coach Holscher looking for players that can play alongside of Braden Hills on that back line, and he might have found a gem here with Irvin Condi. He's looked steady back there. Throw in coming from, I believe, Jackson. Yes. Can't see who that is all the way there on the far side. As they toss it in, here come the Bronx, pressuring that far side box. Barristan has it stripped away by Beck. Good play. Brandon Beck and Gabe Peterson have been really solid for Star Valley in defense. If not for those two, this could be a 5-goal game. Right now, just a 3-goal game. Shot from Smock, and that was denied. And a good block by Jaden Crook. Smock on the back door was all set up to fire a bomb on Astle, but what a play by Jaden Crook to step in front of that fearlessly. Star Valley now trying to pressure in the Bronx end. A goal ball for Canyon. Hurd. And that goes right to Gavin Keelan. And we got a whistle and some kind of a foul. I don't know what they're called in soccer. I'm calling them fouls, penalties, something. It'll be a free kick for Star Valley. Kason Hatterley will take it, the senior, with the ball at the 45, just on the Bronx side of things. Hatterley puts a foot to it. Pretty good kick in the middle at the top of the box, but Jackson coming the other way. Teddy Oppler with it now, being tracked by Cooper McClure. Now trying to get it to Casey Mendez. And it's going to go far side out of bounds right there at the Jackson Bronx bench. 27 minutes to play in regulation. Jackson up 4-1 on senior night here. Festivities took place between games. Good header by Braden Hills. Sends that ball right into his own bench. Star Valley throw-in coming from Kaysen Hatterley. Hatterley tosses it to a teammate on that far side. Beristan trying to step in front of it. Does. Gets the ball to Perez Pluma. Perez Pluma, nice pass in the middle to Casey Mendez. Mendez wiggles free of two players. Mendez still with the ball in his foot, and Brandon Beck sends it the other way. Good job by Brandon Beck. Beck coming up a little limpy. Seems to be a little ginger there. Maybe not. Goal ball. Condi is going to get to this first. The pass intended for Canyon Hurd, but Condi has been really solid on that back end. Throw in from Star Valley over the head of Perez. Deep in this corner here. Fighting forward and coming up with it are the Bronx. They get it back out to Jensen Smock. Coming the other way, though, as Beck taps it back into the Jackson third. Little tie up there between Canyon Hurd and Casey Mendez. Mendez got the worst of it. Came up grabbing his ankle, but he looks okay. Here's Braden Hills. Hills far side to Wetzler, I believe. Yeah, 80 Wetzler's had a real good game. He centers for Casey Mendez in the middle of the field. Mendez looking for Perez. Jamie Perez with it. Buying some time. Pass, shot, score! And Jamie Perez with a beautiful pass. Beristan points at him and says, "That's all you." And Beristan's got his second of the night. But that was all Jamie Perez. Perez just possessing the ball, making moves, drawing players to him, and a beautiful pass to Kyron Beristan, who did not miss. Beristan with his 13th goal in the season, I believe, if I have that right. Second in scoring to Jensen Smock, and that was a pretty play. 5-1 Jackson with 25 minutes to go in the half. Beristan tallies the freshman. That's 2 from him this game. And Jamie Perez, that's the kind of assist that deserves 2 points. You get 2 points for a goal, 1 point for assist, but Jamie Perez, that was a 2-point assist as this ball goes out of bounds, and Jackson will get a throw in right in front of their own bench. Wetzler tosses it in to Braden Hills. Hills lost the handle out of bounds, but that's off a Star Valley player last, and Jackson will throw it in again. Wetzel. Gavin Keelan hasn't had too much to do in goal as he tries to fight a little boredom here. Star Valley with wholesale changes. Jackson as well. Jamie Perez will come out, gets a nice hand. As Perez with that beautiful assist. I'm going to watch him as he goes back to his own bench, and I don't see too many players patting him. Boy, if I was a teammate, Teddy Oppler is also so Oppler and Perez both come off. Yeah, what an assist. And in for Jackson, that looks like Munoz, the senior. Aerith Munoz, who replaced Jamie Perez. Goal kick there. Astle bangs one to center. Johan Garcia sends it back the other way. And here's a nice little tap pass from Jared Perez Pluma, but stolen away. Star Valley on the attack. Garcia gets over there to apply some pressure, but far side, tracking it down is Braden Hills, always steady, and he's just going to work it out of bounds. He thought for a moment about rolling it back to Keelan, but he didn't like the pressure, and he simply just rolled it out of bounds smartly. So smooth, Braden Hills. There's a nice pass to a wide open Zampa. Nico Zampa lost the handle, though, and Star Valley with a steal. So with the 4-goal lead, Coach Holzer got some underclassmen getting playing time. Beristan battling in the middle. Ball goes right by Johan Garcia. Nice play there by Mikkel Merritt for Star Valley, and out of bounds as Braden Hills will throw in here? No, he's going to let a teammate do that. Bronx with possession to midfield. Perez Pluma. Nice give and go there. And now a go ball ahead for Zampa. Nico, he's got a double team to work through. Can't do it. Brandon Beck was right with him. With help there from, I believe, Jaden Crook. There was just nowhere to go for Zampa before Astle came out to play that. Jackson with it again. It's Munoz. Back to Condi. Condi will work it back to his goaltender. One-touch pass, and Gavin puts a foot to it. Center. Into the center of the field. Now Brandon Beck just thought he was going to knock that out of bounds, but it's saved. Braden Hills comes up with it for the Bronx. Beck again sends a kick high in the air and headed by his teammate. Beck kicks another one. It's just Brandon Beck looks like a punter here. He just keeps banging balls. Des Jenkins got a head on that one. Jenkins now upended there by Condi. Condi coming the other way. Irvin gives the pass, a little give and go with the teammate Perez Pluma. Trying to get it back to Condi, but can't find him. Now it's all the way far side. Is that Wetzel? And he's off sides, I believe. Some kind of stoppage in play. That looked threatening for a moment there for Jackson. Star Valley with a goal kick. Banged up ahead on that far side. Now worked it to Christoph Bueller. He's been the one standout for Star Valley. Battle for the ball. Won by Star Valley. Braves work it to midfield, far side. Looking for Des Jenkins in the middle. That ball never got there. Braden Hills tracks down the loose change. Up ahead to Johan Garcia. Garcia, he's upended hard. Gets right back up, though. He looks okay. Now Perez Pluma. Goal ball right side. Got a man in a foot race. It's Smock. Jensen cannot get a shot off. Good defense on that far side by Star Valley. Is that Peterson again? I couldn't see. Smock on the right wing this time. He's been playing left wing all season and all game, I believe. And I think that was either Peterson or Cooper McClure, and I think it was Peterson who was with him. Otherwise, Smock had a chance for his second of the game. Corner kick coming. Sent into the box all the way through everybody. Braden Hills on this far side will handle it. Hills gets it back to Jensen Smock. Smock now on that left wing where he usually is. Fires one to the box, and a header goes up and over, missed. And that was Garcia, I believe, who nearly put that on goal. Just missed the opportunity there. And that was Garcia. Off the nice Smock pass into the box. Garcia got a good head on it. Star Valley pass up ahead to Caden Roberts. Off his head, fighting for the ball is Zampa, Nico Zampa. Now gets it to Casey Mendez. Now Star Valley Steel taking it the other way. It's Gabe Peterson. Peterson's going to try a little offense here, and now it's stripped away. It looked like he had something going, but taken away. Mendez works it to Garcia, back to Braden Hills, and Jackson calms things down. The Bronx do. Hills reverses field over to Condi, who finds near side Munoz. Munoz looking for Garcia. That's broken up nicely by Jesus Allred. Garcia gets it back, getting it back is Mendez. Mendez goes down hard. No whistle. Brandon Beck with it now for Star Valley. Up ahead, Caden Roberts. Roberts looking for somebody, going to fire a goal ball. Didn't get there. It was sniffed out by 24 on that far side. Who was that for the Oliver Kimmel? And the ball out of bounds. Will be a throw in here, I believe, Star Valley. So applying a little bit of pressure on the Braves with 18 minutes to play in regulation. It's the Bronx 5, the Braves 1. Senior night for Jackson. It'll be your final home game. Star Valley played yesterday, so they're playing back-to-backers. Jackson will play tomorrow in Riverton. It'll be back-to-back to them. A lot of soccer this week for both teams. Throw in now. Merritt has it for Star Valley. Watch closely. Mikkel Merritt just can't find anything to do with it as he gets it taken away and knocked out of bounds. That's off Bronx player, throw in Star Valley, and Braden Hill says enough of this. He kicks one all the way down the other end to Astle. Derek Astle in relief of the injured Tate Lawson. Grabs it easily and bangs one to midfield. Battle for it there. Barristan kicking, out of bounds. Kimmel off him last, and the throw-in coming from Will Garcia, I think that is, as he works it into Bailey Calgren. Now the Bronx with it. A lot of play in the middle 20 here, as neither team can really generate much of anything. Bronx have a lot of bench players in. Star Valley has cycled a lot of different players in as well. Out of bounds. This will be a throw in for Star Valley. It goes off of Munoz last for the Bronx. Star Valley ball. Caden Hatterley fighting for it. Hatterley and Zampa really battling now up ahead. A little goal ball for Casey Mendez. He's not going to get there. Gabe Peterson says no. Peterson thankful Teddy Oppler is off the pitch for a moment and had no problem with that intended pass for Casey Mendez. Yeah, things I like about Star Valley. Astle, emergency duty in net has looked really good. Gabe Peterson and a little bit of Brandon Beck have been very good defensively. Peterson has been obviously Star Valley's best marker. I'm not familiar with the Braves team, but I can guarantee you Peterson is their defensive specialist, as he has been everywhere on defense. And then, boy, I sure like that kid Christoph Bueller. What speed he has, and he has Star Valley's only goal. A beautiful header off a corner kick. Things to like for the Bronx. They're spreading that scoring around. They're getting Teddy some playing time, trying to work him back into the fold. And have just been your classic Jackson pressure game, as Condi working it on that far side, making sure Star Valley can't do anything. Condi's look good on that back line, as Holscher's still searching for answers on the back end. There's contact between two players. That's going to be whistled on Bailey Colgren for Star Valley. Too aggressive. Free kick, Jackson. Colgren is looked like something put a charge into him. Watch out for Bailey Colgren. He wants that ball. Star Valley with a free kick at the 40-yard line, so that's 50 yards out if you're the goalkeeper, Keelan. We'll see if they try to put something on goal. Here's the free kick. They will. They're booming one all the way to Keelan, and that's going to go wide. Gavin just made sure, tracking over there, but it's wide on that far side. The kick was taken by Mikkel Merritt, the senior, and it's well wide. That would have been a pretty fluky goal from that far out, but you got to test a rookie goaltender, and it is a rookie. He's a junior, Gavin Keelan is, but he has not played goal at any level beyond middle school, I don't believe. Star Valley trying to get a little pressure going here. Jesus already. He's had a good game up front for the Braves, but it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a Star Valley throw-in. Just under 14 to go. Throwing into the box. No trouble there. Smith gets it to Zampo. Gets it back to Smith. Now up ahead to Barristan. He can't find it, though, and Star Valley has it top of the box. Look out. Jesus Allred trying to walk around a player, and he does. Shot on goal, but short hop there by Keelan, and Jesus Allred. A little bit of pressure there, and I think it was Braden Hills he walked around. That does not happen very often. Sky-high ball. Owen Smith battling there with Mikkel Merritt. Neither one gets a head on it. Now here comes Cameron Hurd. Hurd trying to find Allred, but that's too far out in front of him. He was tracked well anyway by Irvin Condi, and Keelan's there to clean up the mess. Rolls it to Braden Hills. Hills might try to bang one here. Nope, he's going to try to pass it up ahead. Nice touch pass to Garcia. Johan, he's got the ball right up the gut here. Nice back pass. Beautiful back pass. Who's got that? Back ahead, these are some beautiful passing here. It's Johan Garcia and Owen Smith looking real pretty up the middle. Never got a scoring opportunity off it, but that looked nice. Now on the near side is Munoz. He's denied. Gabe Peterson there again. How many times has offensive pressure resulted in Peterson breaking it up? More times than I can count. Kason Hatterley with it now for Star Valley. Back to Jaden Crook. He bangs one ahead, looking for all red, but nice play by Braden Hills. Calmly heads it to his goalkeeper, and Gavin Keelan grabs it. Braden knew exactly what he was doing. He had all red just motoring right behind him, but he just headed it to his goalkeeper. He said, Gavin, take this. Owen Smith. Now far side looking for Barristan. That's out of bounds, and Star Valley throw in. So a lot of play here in midfield, a couple of chances, but Jackson has not dominated play like they did earlier. It's been a little more evenly matched as Braden Hills again in a running match. And again, this time Gavin Keelan's going to bail him out. And again, I believe it was Allred. So Allred and Braden Hills have both had a few sprint races down the side. This time Keelan stepped in there and made sure nothing happened. Now the ball at Star Valley's in. Throw in coming for the Braves. Jackson thought it was their ball for a moment, but Zampa gives it off to Star Valley. Here comes the throw in for the Braves. Tossed ahead. Now a whistle. Maybe the refs are going to reverse that decision. I think they are. I think it is a Jackson throw in. And it's going to be taken by Smock. Smock's going to set up for a corner kick, and I'm not sure what's going on now. No, Smock's leaving the pitch. I get it. Okay. Jensen Smock taking the long way off the pitch. Jackson ball now. Good interception by Smith. Smith's trying to find it. He's had a real good game, Owen Smith. Wetzel gets it back to Munoz. Munoz in the center of the field, stolen away by Star Valley. That's going to be Charlie Sessions with it now. Sessions lost the handle to Johan Garcia, who tries to float one ahead for his right winger. Shot on goal. Astle is there. He's been solid. Trying to see who that is on the right side. It might have been Barristan. Real bad angle shot, but Astle was making sure that wasn't going to go in. Near side here, Jaden Crook works it ahead. Nice one-touch pass by Hatterley to Merritt. Now up ahead to Allred. Jesus Allred looking for his teammate Hatterley. Now right side. Hurd puts on the Jets. Centers one. Nobody there but Keelan. As Hurd trying to make a cross. Nobody. There was Hills there making sure his man didn't get free. And Keelan scooped it up. No real threat there. Teddy Oppler back in the game now has the ball. 1-on-3. He's going to try it. Peterson right with him though. Teddy fires one and just over the head of Astle and over the crossbar. Teddy made a couple of moves on the defender, Gabe Peterson, and then I think Teddy has just had it with Gabe. Peterson has just been stuck to him like glue, and finally Teddy said, I'm just going to bang one from here. He took the shot from about 25 yards out. It was a very good one. It was a laser, but just high. There's Zampa with it now. Nico Zampa. Nico works it all the way back to Keelan. Didn't like what he was seeing. He was thinking about giving it back to Angel Garcia, but he played it back to his keeper instead. Keelan works it all the way up midfield. Merritt bounces it off his chest. Does it again. Merritt in a fight with Oppler. Now turns it up the other way. But right there is Garcia. He's up ahead to Munoz. Lost the handle and stolen away by Merritt. But Munoz gets it back. Centering. Looking for player in the middle. That's Wetzler. Owen Smith up ahead to Oppler. Teddy's got it. He's got a little bit of room. Takes the shot right at Astle. Oh, boy. Teddy Oppler from a very dangerous spot right in the middle of the box. About 13 yards out, which for Oppler is point blank, but he fired it right at Derek Astle, who made a good save. Just under 8 to go. Whistle here, and it looked like a free kick coming up for the Bronx. They're up 5-1. Jackson trying to apply just a little bit of pressure, maybe get one more goal, as Coach Holscher has put in a few of his studs again. Oppler is back in. Free kick coming with a ball at about the 29-yard line. So it make 39, almost 40 yards out. There's the boot from Kimmel, and it's too high. It would have been a field goal. But Oliver Kimmel sails it too high. Different sport. In another sport, that would have been 3. And now a goal kick from Star Valley. 7:05 to go in regulation. Jackson 5-1 here, and their home pitch on senior night. One more game left of the regular season. Tomorrow at Riverton before the beginning of regionals. Jackson looking to improve their record to 10-2 overall, 9-2 in conference. Star Valley's Peterson got stripped there momentarily. Now it's Star Valley with the ball. Caden Roberts, the junior. Roberts up ahead to Hatterley. Hatterley looking for a streaking player there in the middle, but Garcia saw it all the way. Roberts was looking for, not sure who that is. Jaden. He was looking for Christoph Bueller. Who else? Bueller, boy, what speed. But Jackson Bronx, Garcia has identified Bueller, and I'm sure he's not the only Bronx who knows who number 20 is now for Star Valley. Corner kick. Gavin Keelan comes out to get a hand out, and that got messy, and now it's all cleaned up by a big boot there from, I believe, Munoz, who just kicks it out of danger. No, that was Zampa, Nico Zampa, and now Teddy goes down hard and stays down. That's the last thing Holscher wants to see as he got caught up. He gets back up, but boy, that's got to be a red flag for Coach Holscher to get Teddy out now with 5.5 to go in a game you don't need him in. Keep an eye on Oppler, who looks like he's fine. He went down hard. You want Teddy to get some minutes here to kind of get him back into the speed and flow of the game. He's missed the entire season with injury. He's one of your stars. But with 5 minutes to go in this one and a 5-1 lead, you do not need Oppler out there going down hard like he did. Here's Nico Zampa. Works it up ahead to Munoz. And taken away by Gabe Peters, or Brandon Beck, rather. He lost the handle. Jackson really not pressuring a bunch here with a 4-goal lead. They're content to just play a little soccer in the middle of the field. Now getting loose for Star Valley is Hatterley, working right wing. His shot knocked down nicely by Munoz, who was right with him. Hatterley had a bad angle shot that he wanted to fire off. Sorry, that's not Munoz. I got to find out who that is. Good play defensively, though, by the Bronx. As Astle scoops one up, he had pressure from Jared Perez Pluma. That was Nico Zampa, I think, who made that good defensive play, possibly. Teddy's still out there. Oppler's still out there. Oh, that might have been Angel Garcia who made that good play on defense for Jackson. Again, not a whole lot going on as pinballing around. Teddy Oppler with it now. Back pass to Owen Smith, who further backtracks it to Zampa. Nico Zampa works into the middle, and Jackson content to just pass it around here, show off a little of the passing skills. Back and forth they go. Braden Hills is finally out, getting a little bit of a rest. I don't see him out there. Far side, a little bit of pressure here. Owen Smith loose in the middle. Makes a nice pass. Perez Pluma shot, and that's partially blocked. I think Mikel Merritt got a piece of it, but Perez Pluma had a chance from about 25 yards out, and it goes harmlessly wide. And I believe that was Merritt who got a piece of it. Down to just under 3 to go. Jackson up 5-1 on senior night over their arch rival Star Valley Braves. Corner kick coming. Again, Jackson's not going to send one to the box. They're going to just send it back. And the indication of a 4-goal lead here as they just work it in the back end to Nichols. Zampa gets it to Perez Pluma. Pluma gets it back from Wetzel. Perez Pluma bumps hard there. Bad angle shot. No, he's not going to take it. Gets a lot of attention. He's got 3 men on him. And Perez Pluma now hands off to Barristan on that far side. I believe that's Barristan. Hard to see so far away, and it's out of bounds. Throw in coming for Star Valley. Couple of anxious moments there for the Braves as Jackson applying some pressure here in the final couple minutes, and now substitutions for both teams. And I believe this Oppler's still out there. Looks like Holscher will let him finish, and Teddy is walking just fine. Under 2 minutes. Star Valley with a goal kick here. Gabe Peterson looks like he's going to be the one to take it. He's not in a hurry to do much of anything because they're going to let this clock tick away. No chance for Star Valley to get in this. It looks like Jackson's contest. Lights are not on here. They're going to finish this game on natural. Here's Gabe Peterson for Star Valley. He has been a force on defense. Works at far side to a teammate. Double team there, but still with it is Caden Roberts, I believe. Now to Peterson. Peterson pushes it up ahead. That's Caden Roberts. Sorry. Roberts looking in the middle for a man. It's stolen away nicely and sent the other way by the Bronx. There's Peterson again in a foot race with Perez Pluma, now out of bounds. Peterson was looking for, I believe, Will Garcia on that far side, but too hot to handle and out of bounds. Throw-in coming for the Bronx for under a minute. Jackson going to cruise to victory here and complete the regular season sweep over the Star Valley Braves. It's the Bronx with the ball. Wetzel, 80 Wetzel, he gets rejected. That's out of bounds. And Jackson with the throw-in. Not much time to do anything here. We'll just see if the Bronx pass it around. It's Owen Smith in the middle. He's had a great game for the Bronx. Looking for Oppler on that right side. Teddy trying to get it to Perez Pluma. Does. Perez Pluma, he works it far side. Shot, and it looked like a shot anyway. Oh, it might have been a pass because I see who that, I'm not sure who that Bronx player was, but he kind of put his palms up saying, hey, I thought you were going. Yeah, so he was looking for somebody on that far side. Little miscommunication. And I thought you were going to run for that. And the ball's out of bounds. Time's out anyway, and that'll do it. Here is want to keep eyes on to see who's shaking with who. Kaysen Hatterley with a couple of hugs for players, and that's Jesus Allred hugging a few Bronx players. He had a good game. Allred did. So, yeah, my favorite standout Braves were, I love the fact that Derek Astle could come in an emergency and look so good in goal as Tate Lawson went down with injury. I love Gabe Robertson's defensive game. Beck helped him out a few times, but it was Robertson who turned away many opportunities for the Bronx. He had a great game on the back line. Jesus Allred was pretty good up front, and really good was the freshman Christoph Bueller. He had Star Valley's lone goal, a header off the corner kick, showed real bursts of speed as well. He was a threat, and he will be a threat for 3 more years for these Braves. Good game from him. For the Jackson Bronx, goals from Jensen Smock. He is the goal-scoring leader for the Jackson Bronx. Johan Garcia got one as well. So did Kyram Barristan and Braden Hills from the back line. They were your 4 goal scorers. So Coach Holscher getting production from 5 different players, which is always good news. Final here at Willie T. Mack. Jackson 5, Star Valley 1. Jackson in action tomorrow on the road in Riverton. Then that'll wrap up the regular season for the Jackson Bronx, and they'll head to regionals next, trying to defend another state title. Well, that'll do it for us here at the Willie T. Mack in Jackson. For Jackson Hole Radio, I'm Jake Nichols. Kimmy K on the camera. We had Phoebe Alvaroza earlier joining us for the girls game. Thank you, Phoebe. And that'll wrap it up here from Jackson. Once again, both the girls and boys Jackson soccer teams victorious. Girls earlier 5-0 over the Star Valley Braves, and the boys 5-1 over the Star Valley Braves. Happy to be with you, and thank you for joining us. Good night from Jackson.